fact that African Americans were in America before the Pilgrims. That truth is hidden. That we are.
Is that true? If I had to guess, I would assume that's true, because it's like you're saying, no, not at all. Like, I'm not saying it is. I would believe that. Yeah, maybe, sure. I mean, anything could have happened in 1,000 years. But maybe not. There's no evidence. Yeah, there's no... I don't know if there's any evidence of that or not.
Actually the Native Americans, or some of us are Native, or the fact that what Kyrie got in trouble is pointing out that we're Jewish slave boats. Like, and then, you know...
Well, look at Australia.
There is everything slave boats. There are Chinese slave boats. There are English slave boats. There were American slave boats, African slave boats. Everybody had slave boats. This is nothing unique to Jews.
Yeah.
They've done some of the genetic typing of the Aborigines there, and they're basically Africans.
There you go. You know, so all of these truths, and then the current truths about banking, about the government. My favorite thing that I got to say with Tim Pool was Rahm Emanuel was right there next to Obama. Jared Kushner was right there next to Trump. What are those two people, those two Zionists, oh, I gave it away, have in common? Nick, can you pick that up and expound on that?
Absolutely.
What do those two people have in common? Well, what do you guys think they have in common? So a good old three-letter word. I wonder.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, and it's interesting because you've been going on these interviews with Lex Friedman and with Tim Pool and Piers Morgan, and they always say, well, don't talk about a group, talk about the individuals.
Yes.
And I would point out, one, it's hypocritical because in the same interview, Tim Pool said, well, wouldn't Ye be so great for the black vote? You can say the black vote, but you talk about Jewish businessmen, and somehow that's a problem. You can't talk about groups when it's one but not the other.
It's a good point. You can't categorize people in any way or shape or form, and then assuming that people will vote in a monolith is bad. Yeah, it's a good point. Sure.
The other thing is that there is something baked into the cake in Judaism which affects how they're brokering these kinds of contracts with entertainers like Ye. If you look at the Talmud, which is a real Jewish holy book, or part of the holy book, there's the written Torah, which is the Hebrew Bible. There's the oral Torah, which was written down as the Mishnah and then interpreted in the Talmud. In the Talmud, it says that Jews have to treat Gentiles differently than they treat other Jews. There's all kinds of examples of this. They say that if you act...
There are a lot of examples, and like the thing is that whenever you use this kind of stuff, I think that everybody knows, for example, a lot of the crazy stuff the Bible says.
Around here
I don't think that it's necessarily fair to take every single line of the Bible and every single line that was in or written in like the Torah or the Talmud or anything like this, and then assume that the people that are Jews now, their actions are a result of this scripture. I think this is too big of a leap.
Incidentally, if a Jew indirectly kills a Gentile, there's nothing even wrong with that. There's nothing morally wrong with that. They say that for a Jew to have...
I don't think that's true. Because, like, I mean, I would assume inside of Israel, which is a Jewish state, if a Jewish person kills a person who is not a Jew, the Jewish person will face some sort of repercussions. So... like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't just go around killing people that aren't Jews in Israel just because you're a Jew. So, whenever you acknowledge that, to an extent,
small band of heroes
you have to know, what you're doing is you're adding nuance into this, is that this is clearly not an all-or-nothing situation.
These 7 heroes are the Sidereals.
You said
the races
indirectly?
of the mortal.
Let me go back and listen to it again.
They say that if you accidentally... if a Jew indirectly kills a Gentile...
Good point. He did say accidentally, indirectly. So, like, manslaughter, right? I don't know what Israel's laws are. So, like, that's way too, like, I have no idea at that point. But I feel like this is just probably not true. This is, again, people that are using a book from 2,000 years ago, interpreting it as if people that are doing things bad to them are working off of that book because the people are bad now.
There's nothing even wrong with that. There's nothing morally wrong with that. They say that for a Jew to have sex with a Gentile is comparable to bestiality. They say that the semen of a Gentile is like that of horses. They also say that you can't give a gift to a Gentile. A Jew is not permitted under the Talmud to give a gift to a Gentile. They're not permitted to charge each other interest, but they're encouraged to charge Gentiles interest.
What do they say about pedophilia?
I mean, I feel like a very easy way that you can analyze whether this is something that is in line with what Jewish people are doing today is there are a lot of Jewish people. Are they charging each other interest? Are they sleeping with people that are not Jews? And if the answer is yes, then you cannot use the literal text of the book as a benchmark and a guide mark of what they're doing or why they're doing it. It's bad logic.
They say that that's, in some cases, illicit.
Well, I mean, here's...
So you're telling me in their holy book, it says it's okay to be pedophiles as long as it's not another Jewish person.
That's something that came from Adam. I'm not 100% sure on
well, let me just get this out front. I believe in free speech, and that's why I want you to be here and be able to say whatever you want. I'm quite the historian from a lot of multifaceted views. So at a certain point, I'm going to give my nuanced views of this because there are power structures and there are mafias and there are cliques and there are groups. And there is certainly leftist Jews that call everybody Nazis they don't agree with. If you don't want open borders, or you don't want your guns taken, or you don't want to take a shot. The ADL had a meeting 2 weeks ago and said, Alex Jones...
I don't think this is a leftist Jew thing. I think that there are a lot of leftists that say that, and I think that it's stupid to say that. I don't think somebody is a Nazi because they don't want illegal immigrants in the country. They're not a Nazi because they want to have a gun. This does not make somebody a Nazi. And I think the problem with using the word Nazi is that Nazis, like, didn't they used to make furniture with people's skin? Like, this is like some real, like, actual nutso shit. Like, you cannot go and compare the two things. Skin lamps? Yeah. The occult one selling them? Yeah. That's books? Yeah.
Agent of evil, he's been taken off the air, he's the devil, because he doesn't want you to take 4 shots. And I'm like, what do you do?
Okay, well, let's assume that's not true, because I know this seems to be a point of contention. What I'm saying is that whenever you are attributing people that have disagreeable political views to a historical group that was so horrible that they were responsible for killing millions of people, and this is not just with the Holocaust, but they were responsible for killing millions of people and doing horrible things. We fought a massive world war over it. This is not proportional
what happened
to somebody not wanting illegal immigrants in their country. And I think that you devalue the word of calling somebody a Nazi. What is a Nazi? It's not somebody who has disagreeable political opinions.
Yeah, Mom.
Calling me anti-Semitic, I'm not against groups. I don't get into group politics.
Adam,
But you just did, because he said that it was leftist Jews that were pushing this. Here, let's go back and listen to it.
And Alex Jones is an agent of evil, taking her. You don't want to take a shot. The 80 Nazis they don't agree with. And there is certainly leftist Jews that call everybody Nazi.
There it is. And so he did say it. Now, he could easily come back and say, well, yeah, but there's leftists, everybody that say that too. But it's like, yeah, but why categorize it that way?
Nazis they don't agree with. And I'm like, what are you doing calling me anti-Semitic? I'm not against groups. I don't get into group politics.
I mean, that sounds pretty bad. Like, you can't categorize people by a group and then say you don't do that.
Adam, I mean, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Alex.
Yes, sir.
I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are gonna
Anti-Defamation League, by the way.
have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us.
I mean, I'm in the twilight zone right now.
I think everybody
Netanyahu,
is.
what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice is gonna sound.
I just want to, people that are saying that Kanye West isn't crazy, how is it that you can watch this and think to yourself, these are the actions of a sound mind? The guy's nuts. Like, that's all there is to it. He's absolutely fucking nuts. And if you saw this person right here that you're looking at on the screen in the supermarket, you would intentionally walk way around them as to not aggro them. You will stay outside of their aggro range. Whenever they're looking around, you intentionally make eye contact with something else.
Like that, Netanyahu.
So you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu?
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago since like the tweet, and I thought he had a funny name. I heard he's like really into like, he's like a super killer. I could die for saying this, so in case this the last time you ever hear from me.
Well, look,
I was gathering information
No,
about the
yeah,
recent
it's
movements
always
of the
what it is.
Grave
I
Robbers.
find this to be unlikely that he doesn't know who he is at all. Could be trolling. I don't think he's trolling.
look, I'm glad you guys are here, and we can sit here and upset. All I'm telling you is, do you guys realize that the British government created Hitler, and the Milner Group put him in power, and there's something much more sophisticated? And I personally,
And I also want to say, like, so the guy that he's talking about is this guy here, Benjamin Netanyahu, is an Israeli politician. I know. Shocker, isn't it? 9th Prime Minister of Israel. Another shocker. Yeah, that's clearly, like, he's making a joke out of his name, like Net and Yahoo, but he's clearly talking about this individual. And it's a very common theme that people that are anti-Semitic and just generally racist, they will hide behind a sense of childish innocence whenever they're trying to say something bad about a person. Like, oh, I just knew about him for 2 weeks, haha, or something like get out the net and everything like this. It always has that facade. I think you learned that from Nick, if you want me to be honest with you. Nick does that a lot.
I think that most Jews are great people, and I understand there's a Jewish mafia, and they're used to demonize anybody that promotes freedom, but I don't blame Jews in general for that. And there is a much larger eugenics, transhumanist, scientific elite agenda that's playing off.
What about abortion? It's 50%.
Scientific elite agenda that's playing off.
What about abortion? It's 50% of black deaths. There's over 50.
Hey, one of the papers I had, you're like, why is all, you're the director there. The Margaret Sanger, Rockefeller-founded Planned Parenthood, came out today and said, because of your white guilt, white people need to give money so we can kill black babies. I swear to God, it's in my stack. If I hadn't moved it off the desk, I could pull it right up for you.
Why did I have you move it off the desk, Alex?
Because it's cluttered. I'm not bitching. I'm just saying, everybody asks, where's my papers? I don't have them there as a prop. I can literally go, look,
I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, it's completely beside the point. It doesn't really it's irrelevant.
Agree with you. Look at this. They say white people help us kill black people for your white guilt. It actually says that. Now, I'm agreeing with you.
Is it a problem with props? This is the voice of Netanyahu.
Well, see, you get your mop. I'm going to find the tweet here. Because I want to show you this. This is a big... Guys, I sent it to you this morning. It was in the tweets. You can pull it up. It's official Twitter of... the eugenics, death cult, talk about Nazis. I mean,
We're going to have Netanyahu step out for a second, okay, Alex?
Oh, he's going to go?
I'm leaving for now until it's another meeting, and then I'm going to say something. All right.
You're not only an artist, you're a comedian. But Nick, that's what I'm getting at here is that that
again,
it was a it doesn't even matter. I just
this is not the manifestations of a sound mind.
You just right click on these.
This is not, yeah, this is not what a normal, like a normal thinking person is going to do. Alex is flabbergasted. Yeah, it's weird. It's uncomfortably weird.
Listen,
And you can see Nick is obviously laughing along with it. I think that things like this, you know, this is something Kanye learned from me. I don't know this. I'm guessing.
fluoride in the water killing us all. They're injecting us with GMO. Oh, here's a question, and I'm not an apologist for Israel. I'm trying to be balanced here, and I believe in First Amendment. I believe in free speech. I endorse you say whatever you want. Israel has, other than like Singapore and a few places, the most draconian mRNA injections in the world. They have the highest death rate from the shots. They are literally forcibly injecting them like Joseph Mengele, and Jews are dying in mass in Israel. So if the Jews are the secret group that runs it all, and I'm not denying that Jews run Hollywood, what I'm saying is...
It's the Zionist.
But, okay, well, why would the Zionists...
Yeah, sure.
...be killing Jews in mass in Israel with the poison shot?
Because they work for Satan. They don't work for God.
Exactly. So they create atmospheres that get Jews persecuted so they can control the Jews so they can kill them. And you just did it. Just like George Soros helped round up Jews for Hitler, that's the next level. Boom, we just got there.
And they
Bro, I feel like things escalated so much in the last 6 seconds. I feel like things really, really just fucking, like, goddamn.
They control the left and the right. They make politics super messy. Like, I went in to meet with my boy Trump, and the next thing you know, like he typed, he said, fake news went crazy. And I love Trump like every other good Christian American. We just want to hold Trump to Christian values and say that's the only way to the White House. And if he doesn't do it, then I'm going to have to do it. I think...
Well, so there's a quote, actually. It was so fucking funny to me. I think I saved it somewhere. And it was a Donald Trump quote, and it was somebody was asking him about the Bible. And, if you like the Old Testament or the New Testament more. And I'm trying to find out where it is. But he said, I think it's to the effect of, they're both great. The whole Bible, it's just absolutely incredible. The whole thing is just so good, it's tremendous. Like, he actually fucking, like, he basically just...
Tremendous.
He phoned it in. He was like, yeah, does anybody here think that Trump has read over 20 pages of the Bible?
Love that Bible.
It actually read over 20 pages of the Bible in the last 20 years. Because maybe he went to, like, religious school early on, so, like, maybe he read it in the
Good
last
old
20
Bible.
years. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think he has. Of any book? No, I'm sure he reads other stuff too, maybe, or he reads things that are like that. Like, I'm not of the mindset like Trump is just like this huge, stupid, big, dumb idiot, doesn't know anything. I'm not trying to say that, but like, it is a little bit questionable with the Bible, especially.
That Trump is a more senior president. I think I've got some growing to do, but I love Jesus. It's kind of like David. All of his brothers had all this battle experience, and he was tending to the sheep. But while he was out there, he had to fight bears and tigers. This is the little I know as a baby Christian.
It's true.
Yeah. But he was able to beat that giant. And right now, this giant, there's some cleaning, there's some plumbing that we have to do. And that's what I'm doing with my style of art, my style of humor, and who I am as a celebrity, to say, okay, I've been messed over enough by Jewish businessmen to get to the point to say, I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not the first person that got debanked because of their political opinion.
And that's, there it is. So now we're getting into it. So this is something, and I think this is very important to keep in mind. This is how a lot of people become racist. A lot of people become racist because they have a very bad experience with somebody of another race. It's that simple. It's not like they read into something or whatever. They just have a bad experience with a black person, a white person, a Hispanic person, a Jew, It could be a gay person as well. How many of you guys, here's a good example that like a lot of you guys can probably might remember. Whenever weed was still illegal in a lot of places, how many of you guys remember people using the argument that they had a son or nephew, or they knew a friend of the family who all he did was smoke weed and that was it, and that's why they think weed should be illegal? Like, this was very common as an anecdote of why weed is a bad thing. So what about daily experiences? Yeah, well that's what I'm kind of saying, right? Is that this is how it begins. Not really. Not really racist because their parents' fault. It's the environment's fault. They normalize hating a specific race. I think that there's not necessarily one thing, and like, sure, if you wanna go back and say like, oh, that's not the only reason. It's actually because of environmental factors. I think obviously all things come into play, but people that become racist and it's not because of an environmental factor, I think many of them had a very bad personal experience with a person of this race, and then they extrapolate that into the entire race is this person.
And I represent now the common man. When we go, I don't like the word if, when we go into the White House, it's a us now. It's not about specifically an icon or descent.
Remember, there'd be no us if there's no them.
But it's issues.
Yeah, it's about the issues in America.
Yeah, stay there. Nick Fuentes, the studio. This is Uncensored, folks. We're going to come back after this break, and we're going to come back into the break and play a George Soros compilation of him on NPR. It's only a few minutes. Who the fuck? Him on NPR and him on 60 Minutes saying the best time of his life was rounding up and killing Jews. Ye never killed any Jews. So I want to know, how do I get the ADL to love me? Do I round up Jews in Nazi Germany? Do I get love then? Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
Arnold Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler? I don't remember that one. That's a bit of a surprise.
It was actually probably the happiest year of my life, that year of German occupation. For me, it was a very positive experience. It's a strange thing, because you see incredible suffering around you, and in fact, you are in considerable danger yourself. But you're 14 years old and you don't believe that it can actually touch you. You have a belief in yourself, your belief in your father. It's a very happy-making, exhilarating experience.
While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the...
I don't understand what George Soros has to do with this. Rewind?
Death camp.
Wait, what did I miss? Wait, what did I miss? Right before the break. Okay.
Do I get love then? Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler.
It was actually probably the...
Oh, that? Oh, yeah, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, this is okay. Now we're starting to really go mask off. All right. So anyway, I was just thinking about the George Soros thing. Could you more on for saying that? Yeah, it's dumb. Okay.
Yourself. It can actually...
Jews were being shipped off to the death camps. George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed rounds, confiscating property from the Jews.
These are pictures from 1944 of what happened to George Soros's friends and neighbors.
Okay.
You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as a Christian.
Right.
And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
Right. I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made.
In what way?
That one should think ahead, one should understand and anticipate events, and one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes, yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that sounds like an
That doesn't sound good. Yep, this does not sound good.
experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection, but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt?
No.
For example, that I'm Jewish, and here I am watching these people go. I could just as easily be there. I should be there. None of that.
Well, of course, I could be on the other side, or I could be the one from whom the thing is being taken away. But there was no sense that I shouldn't be there, because that was... well, actually, funny way, it's just like in markets, that if I weren't there, of course I wasn't doing it, but somebody else would be taking it away anyhow. In other words, whether I was there or not, I was only a spectator. The property was being taken away. So I had no role in taking away that property. So I had...
Who gives a fuck? Like, who fucking cares? Like, why is it, how much longer we have to watch this guy? I don't give a fuck. Why does it matter? Yes, he's 14 years old. He collaborated with the Nazis. He lied and told them that he wasn't a Jew. Wow, he didn't tell them he was a Jew and get killed. What a big fucking surprise. I don't know. It doesn't matter. George Herzog fucking like 95 years old. He's gonna be dead anyway soon. Who cares?
No sense of
Holy
guilt.
fuck.
Are you religious?
No.
How long is this gonna take?
Do you believe in God?
No.
All right.
Okay.
My mission here today is to offer the First Amendment, because as long as you're not carrying out violence against someone or asking people to be violent, like the left's asked people to burn down cities and attack Republicans and celebrate Rand Paul and Scalise being shot and attacked, then you have your free speech. And when the left came out in the last 10 years, and really...
I do think that it is important with the George Soros situation. I do not want to be defending George Soros, okay? But I think it's always also very odd whenever everybody thinks that if they were alive before the Civil War and slavery, they would be helping slaves escape to the Underground Railroads. We know with history that is not the case. Yes, obviously it seems extremely reprehensible what he did. It's hard to know what you would do in that situation. When your wife is on the line, you're 14 years old, what would you do? It's hard to really know. And I don't think that you do know. It's the same as never people always talk about how, you know, oh, if I was in that school and that shooter came in or that guy came in with the gun, I'd have shot his ass, I'd have taken him down. Probably not. You'd be on the ground with your hands over your head hoping he didn't look at you. You know, there's always people saying that, like, yes, I would do this, but they're not in the situation.
Tolerated the last 5, 6. It said white people are in...
And also I want to say, it's completely fucking irrelevant to everything else. Who gives a fuck about George Soros?
Inherently evil because of the color of their skin, and that somebody who moved here as a kid from Poland, they're supposed to pay reparations for what people did hundreds of years ago in this country. It's a divide and conquer strategy. I'm not getting into the reparations debate. I'm saying the groups pushing reparations are trying to cause division. And so I've said it, the most Nazi-like activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
Well, they did good things too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay. We're going to get to that.
Okay, all right. So here we go. Now we have begun the ascent of power levels. Yes, they did some good things here. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time. Yes, I don't think having cool-looking outfits... I don't know. I don't think that's a big deal. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's fine, I guess.
I don't want to get digressed into this, but remember I told you a story about my grandfather growing up in the richest neighborhood in Dallas, and down the street was a famous German-American inventor. And he was a first-generation person. He'd come here when he was a little kid on a ship, and he held a bunch of the patents on refrigeration and air conditioning. And my grandfather worked the time he was about 8 years old because he took him under his wing in his little tinkering factory. Then he had factories in places like Detroit that they actually built the stuff. And my grandfather, the main reason he joined the Army Air Corps, he told me, he didn't tell me a lot about this, he just told me this story, was because he watched that man very quietly, once Hitler got power in the 30s, suck every dime out of him, or he would kill his relatives in Germany. And that guy was blonde-haired and blue-eyed, was as German as you could get, as Arnold Schwarzenegger, or as Teutonic as Germanic.
What the fuck?
And the point was, my grandfather saw that. So I understand you're opposed to other forces, but I don't think thinking other forces in history that are lionized. That's my personal experience of what my grandfather, Clyde William Hammond, told me. Does that make sense?
It not totally to me, but and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying, like, it literally doesn't totally make sense to me. I'm following it. But I was just thinking about Satan, that whether it's the Zionists or Hitler, it's not the person, it's Satan using the people that
I agree with that.
Are controlled by demonic forces.
Okay.
But what I'm going to say is the Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have never offered anything of value to the world. Meanwhile, there's all of these things.
I don't think that's really the case. It's just that that's not really what we're focusing on. You know what I mean? It's like Genghis Khan apparently did a good thing for global warming because he killed so many fucking people. It cooled down the earth. But we don't really think of him as an environmentalist, do we? No. Because that's like, that was not really the point.
Things that are happening. Planned Parenthood is New World Order population eugenics that is happening to this date. I got some jokes here from Owen Benjamin that I want to read about Ben Shapiro. Hey, Candace Owens, unplug this robot before he runs his mouth.
Guess what Ben Shapiro is? Does anybody want to take a wild guess at what Ben Shapiro is? That's right, he's a man. He's a man, I guess. Yeah, he's a man. What an interesting development.
Shapiro's cardio is picking up shackles. Shapiro can tell how much change is in your pocket just from hearing a jingle.
That's not a Ben Shapiro joke. That's a Jew joke. Let's call it what it is. That's a fucking Jew joke. 100%.
Shapiro is just mad that Kyrie won't sign his basketball.
That's just stupid.
Back to you, Alex.
Nick, you're sitting over there. You want to say something?
Yeah, well,
I bet he does.
I agree with Ye. I think that
Nick Fuentes has had a very tumultuous relationship with Ben Shapiro over the years. They don't like each other.
When you look at what's going on today, so much of the political landscape happens in the shadow of...
I would say of the three jokes, the second one about the change in the pocket, this is 100% a racist joke. The other two, it's like, you know, it's maybe it's just like, you know, somebody just talking shit about Ben Shapiro. But the change in the pocket, that's a Jew joke. Let's be real.
World War II and the Nazis and Hitler. And I think it requires a little bit of an investigation, an examination of where those values come from. You know, people talk about Nazis and Hitler, but the United States had camps as well. The United States put the Japanese in internment.
The United States inject.
We didn't kill them, and also, like, I feel like the Japanese internment camps, like, this is universally agreed on as like kind of a bad thing. Like this was like, you know, that was kind of an L. Like, yeah, this was bad. Absolutely, it was fucking bad.
Black people with syphilis.
Yeah, and you.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, the United States has Instagram selling pornography.
Y'all really nuked them? No, I'm not talking about. That was in the war. I'm talking about Japanese Americans. That's what I was talking about. 2 nukes on civilian population was an out. Was Dresden a nuke? I think Dresden was just napalm, right? I don't remember. Yeah, Dresden was firebombing? Yeah, okay.
To little kids, and they're selling. People are selling. It's prostitution rings. Instagram.
So is your point? Let he without sin cast the first stone. You're just.
Instagram is a prostitution ring. Like, I went 30 days off of Instagram, and it was the best part of the fast. Me getting kicked off of Instagram was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because when I go to it, it's like watching it with the They Live goggles, which is something that
this is it's a movie. It's like whenever there was like the white guy tries to get the black guy to put on the glasses, and it's like, oh, now you see the real truth. And it's like in the movie, everybody was like aliens, so it's like you put on the goggles and you can see what's real. Like, yeah, I'm explaining like what the, like, this is what the this is the metaphor.
And Owen Benjamin,
Obey,
you guys
yeah.
got to pull this up. Dave Chappelle is a hack, and he gets a lot of his jokes from Owen Benjamin. Dave Chappelle went on a Jewish platform and said, "They dropped that nigga." Dave Chappelle said, "They dropped that nigga," talking about Ye, and he called me Kanye, and I'm supposed to be his friend. Dave Chappelle does not believe in God and does not believe in Jesus. These are the kind of black leaders that
what the fuck? What? He's a Muslim? Yeah, well, I mean, I think that Muslims hold Jesus in esteem, and Allah is just the Muslim word for God, right? It's not like they believe in a different God. Yeah, yeah, okay.
that the Zionists put in front of us. And meanwhile, we want to knock Herschel Walker, but Herschel Walker changed his life for Christ. And he might have had abortions, but he doesn't believe in abortion.
Well, sure, what matters is you.
That's never gonna look good, though, right? I mean, whenever you do something and then you're like, well, nobody else can do it. It's like, well, but what about you? It's like, I get that, like, yes, you can intellectualize this beyond yourself, but like, this is just never gonna play well with people. It's just not.
What matters is the heart.
Yeah.
Is this Rennie a village? Home of the
Yeah, I agree with Ye. I think that it's time that America has a fearless, visionary leader who serves Christ, who wants to bring the future forth in engineering and theology. I think that when you look at the options that were offered, and I said this on my show the other week, and the news said, oh, he supports DeSantis. I said the moderate Trump.
DeSantis, nobody even knows. It's just somebody that all the left are all of a sudden.
Well, let me raise that. Since you guys got into this, and we'll do hours on this.
Did I cut you off, Nick? I want you to let him complete his thought. Go ahead.
So the moderate Trump versus DeSantis will not produce any outcome where America or Jesus is put first. Israel is, or rather DeSantis is mobbed up with Israel and Mossad. Donald Trump, his speech, his announcement was written by Jason Miller, who's controlled by foreign interests. If there's...
Which foreign interests is Jason Miller controlled by? Let's see. I'll go ahead and just double check here. Okay, there's not really a lot about this for me to say. Yeah, I do not know. I'd have to look into it. Brazil? Okay, I was wondering if it was another Jewish one. I don't remember.
the Republican primary between them two and they go up against Biden or they go up against Newsom, there is exactly zero chance that we get any kind of regime that's going to deliver the real change.
Nick, I got a question. If I say something that's provocative towards the Mossad, is that misogynistic? Hold on, let's hear from that. Hey, I'm the head of...
Like, I don't even know what to say about this. I think that the thing is that what Nick Fuentes wants, and maybe I'm misunderstanding what he's saying, is that he wants a theocratic Christian state. That seems very clearly that is what he wants. That's what he's going for. And because of that, why? Well, that's what, I mean, he's a free American to want what he wants. That he is a free American to vote and have whatever political opinions he wants. Now, that's not necessarily what I would want to do. I'm not a fan of that. A Catholic, yes, Catholic state. And, but yeah, that's basically what he's saying. So he's saying like DeSantis or Trump, they're not going to make this happen.
I'm gonna kill you and take your children away from you. Thanks a lot, Netton. Back to you, Alex.
Please turn your microphone around, sir. I mean, I'm definitely overwhelmed here right now. Infowars.com, tomorrow's news today. Listen, all I'm trying to get through here is, I believe every group should be able to be
critical. I switched his name to Netton. I dropped the Yahoo so we didn't have to. I was tired of picking up the Yahoo and the Netton, so for now he's just Netton. I know some people call him BB. No.
And this is, again, I want to say, like, these are very clearly, these are the thoughts of a man in a sound mind. And
so
I will say, once again, you are looking at the most free man in America. There is nothing holding him back. Nobody is saying that he's not the freest man in America.
So you call him Yahoo, but we're gonna call him Netton. What you want, Netton? Hey, right after this, I'm gonna say you're crazy. I'm gonna take your family away from you. We're not done with you yet. You cannot cause free thought. We have to control the history books. We have to control the banks, and we have to go and kill people. Also, we're in the pedophilia.
What the fuck is wrong with Kanye?
If there's any question as to whether he really meant Jews was Zionists, controlling the history books, controlling the banks,
Stop saying like that, dumbass.
And in a little while, hopefully you're going to take the mask off, because is this actually yay here, folks? Is this the mask is coming off in a little while? Hopefully, we're going to be able to have a discussion about this. But I mean, seriously, you have the globalists pushing a poison shot that's already killed 20 million people that they admit doesn't work. And then you're the bad guy for criticizing a group. What I'm saying is, when the left said white people are inherently bad because they're white the last 6-7 years, they opened the gates up, so what do they expect? It's wrong, in my view, to say any group is inherently bad or has these traits or whatever.
This is a good point. I actually do think this is a good point. Whenever you start categorizing people by a group and then assigning traits to them based off of that group, the only thing that will do is create more of that behavior. It doesn't matter who it is or what it is. Yes, this is a rare Alex W, I would say. Both the left and the right do that, though. No shit. No fucking shit they do that. That doesn't mean it. Yeah, of course.
But it's wrong for the ADL to have what are very racial policies.
The ADL is played out. Nobody knows who the ADL are. Stop giving them attention. Nobody cares about the ADL. ADL, shut up.
They run all the...
That's also a Kanye W. I think that people place way too much value in these institutions which were not voted on. Who gives a fuck what they think? It doesn't matter. So what if they don't approve of something? They're not the government. They're not God. Who cares? It's irrelevant.
All the censorship and everything.
They don't run anything. They're played out. We run the street.
Well, I'm singling out the video.
We don't know who they are. No one in high school knew what the word anti-Semitic was until Ye made it popular.
No, I hear you. It's definitely.
I mean, like, we learned about that shit. Like, that's the one thing, because, like, one of our history teachers were, like, football coaches. And so, like, all of their dads were in World War II. So all we did was learn about World War II. That was it. Like, it was like, you know, history class was like from like, you know, Adam and Eve to 1939. And then there's 1939 to 1945. And then, you know, like the hippies and shit, right? And that's like the whole year.
A tiger by the tail. Nick,
Texas history too. Yeah, true. Remember the Alamo.
Yeah, I just want to jump in and say that, you know, I don't think Ye or I are saying that any group is particularly bad or the Jews as a group are bad, but there are...
Oh, I don't know about that. I feel like that's... As a watcher of the show, that's the impression I get.
Jewish practices that are based on Jewish law, and there is clearly some kind of a Jewish mafia. I'll give you a perfect example. It was Ari Emanuel of WME that called for a total boycott on Ye. Ari Emanuel's two brothers are Zeke Emanuel, who is the architect of Obamacare in the Obama White House, and his other brother is Rahm Emanuel, who is the chief of staff for Obama and the mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
Their father, Benjamin Emanuel, was part of the Irgun, which was a Zionist terrorist group in the 1940s. The definition of anti-Semitism, according to the State Department, is if you say Jews have any allegiance to Israel, it's anti-Semitic. If you say that Jews have any kind of conspiratorial influence in America, it's anti-Semitic. So we're supposed to believe that if Rahm picks up the phone and gets on a call with Zeke and Ari, and they talk about their jobs, which are running Hollywood and running the Obama White House, a conspiracy, if we acknowledge that happens, we're called anti-Semitic. But it's...
Well, yeah, because they're doing that because they're brothers, not because they're Jews.
I've only done my duty as a doctor.
No fucking shit. Like, yes.
It's the truth. It's a truth that they make those calls, and it doesn't mean that every Jewish person is in on it. There are good Jews like Darren Beatty and Laura Loomer, and you know there are lots of fine people.
Laura Loomer call in. Also, it's like there's Jewish people that are basically hiding me under their floorboards right now, under their wooden floors. It's like a reverse version of the.
You have to keep in mind that the fine people thing. Like Nick is not one to accidentally say the wrong thing. You think about the Trump and what he meant by saying there are fine people on both sides, and then remember that he explicitly clarified that he was not talking about the white supremacists. And then so, what do you think Nick Fuentes is explicitly not talking about?
I've only done my duty as a doctor.
Holocaust, because there's Jewish people that saw...
No, I'm not saying Nick is one of the good ones. I'm saying that Nick is very good with language. This is an undeniable fact. I think Nick is very good with language, and the way that he structures what he's saying is not accidental.
I was treated, and they're like, this is wrong. This guy just gave an opinion. I didn't cause any harm. I didn't harm anyone. All I said is, and I spelled it wrong because I was drinking alcohol, and we see the Bible says you can drink, but the king should not drink, right? And I shouldn't have been drinking. I shouldn't have said DEFCON. That was a $2 billion tweet, basically. I know.
That's whenever he was saying he was going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. By the way, Kanye West said this.
So about getting...
Which, to be fair, I will say that this is, in my opinions, grounds for removal of this account. I think that is... I would not want a person saying they are going DEFCON 3 on white people. I think that would be grounds for removal. DEFCON 3 on black people or anything. Like, yeah, this is like, I feel like this is a call to violence.
Dude,
I hear you. So let's expand. Yeah, that's also drinking. So let's expand on this. What you say is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You didn't kill anybody. You're simply here saying this, and you're being demonized and attacked, and you're saying that is hypocritical. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. George Soros admits he went around rounding up Jews that thought they were protected, stole their money, and sent them to Nazis. What my point is that that's what the left does. They hide behind black people, they hide behind Jews, they hide behind groups, and they use racial politics to control. And so I think that's the most important thing, is to understand that we can all come together under Christ.
Also, they blackmail. Okay, go ahead about the Christ thing. I want to hear this.
No, we can just.
It's sad because it's like Alex Jones is trying to push the idea that, like, yes, people, absolutely, racial politics are, in I think most cases, bad. I don't think that they are productive. I think that they cause more harm than good. I think this is true, but the truth is that I don't think that Alex Jones is surrounded by like-minded people in that regard.
I'm just saying, I mean, I don't hate anybody because of their religion or their background, and there's great people from every organization, and I think
George Soros can come to Christ. It is a possibility that he can convert and come to Christ.
I'm sure that will happen.
Would you meet with George Soros if he wanted to meet with you?
Absolutely. I would meet with anyone. That's the whole thing. Laura, we're live. What's up? This is Laura Loomer.
This is, I mean, that's nice of him to say that, right? Because at least it means that he's open. And this is what I was saying before, that I think that Kanye West, in his mind, this is where I think his, this is where I think his mind is going, is that he has to see the good in everybody, and he can't see anybody as an evil person or a bad person, because that's not what Christ would do. And because that's not what Christ would do, and ye is Jesus, only one letter off, that's also what he can't do. That's what I think is going on in his head. I don't know this. I'm just trying to understand it.
I'm watching live. I saw you just said that you wanted me to call in, so I'm calling in.
Well, how did
Turn it so she can't. So you can't see your fucking number.
Because she had some concerns about Milo running my campaign.
No, that's great. So here's the deal. We've got Laura Loomer's number. Can we call her on Skype or Zoom? Can we actually put her on the show?
Alex at this point is realizing, he's like, okay, Kanye is gonna fucking force this girl on the show. Can we at least do it with good audio? All right. If you're gonna fucking force this thing in, fine, okay. Let's do it with good audio though, because this doesn't sound good.
Laura, you're on via speakerphone. Can you come on via Skype or via phone right now?
Yeah, I can't do video right now, but I can do audio. I texted your producer.
Laura, we're gonna call you right now. We're gonna put you on air in 2 minutes.
Don't trash Milo. I like Milo.
I'll call in right now.
You didn't say yes.
Yeah, they're gonna call her. They got her number.
Okay, go. Bye.
This is crazy. Listen, all I'm trying to say is
Milo's Jewish. I love Milo. Yeah.
And you got a little bit of the Hitler fetish going on.
It's not a fetish. It's not a fetish.
Thank God we're talking about this. Like, this is what I was curious about. Like, what's going on with this whole Hitler thing?
It's a term.
Yeah,
like,
what is this?
I just love information. They have some documentaries. Apparently, Bezos is allowed to put up any documentary, but if a basketball player tweets it, he'll lose his entire career.
He's talking about that one dude. Oh, fuck. Kyrie Irving, right? Was that it? Yeah. So, like, this guy tweets out a documentary, and this was like the Dave Chappelle thing that Kanye West got in so much trouble that Kyrie Irving also got in trouble. This is what he's talking about. Is that the guy who tweeted out this documentary, apparently the documentary had some sort of link to anti-Jew stuff. I don't know what it was. I didn't watch the documentary. I'm just, again, providing context for what he's talking about.
I think that's...
Well, that's where I want to go, because you've got millions, hundreds of millions of Chinese locked down right now by... And Chinese are great people, but their government in that country is the most racist, homogenistic, or homogeneous, actually, group there is. And all I'm saying is I really care about those Chinese people under lockdown because they want to use that as a model of themselves. I'm just kind of not... I'm not on the whole...
So what he's saying is that the Chinese government and the way the Chinese government treated Chinese citizens during COVID is like a test run of how the New World Order is going to treat everybody in the future. That's what he's saying.
Jew thing. It's what I'm saying. I don't care if people talk about it. I believe in free speech. Yeah. I'm just really worried about the forced injections, world government, 5G, the open borders, the collapsing currencies, war with Russia. What do you think?
Just get Shungite.
I don't have all of that information. I have the information that 2 days ago I thought I was going to be put in prison because my accounts are frozen.
No, I get it. You're in Hollywood, and the managers you see are, so I get it. From your perspective, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I love Jesus, and I have to fight this war to make a better place for my children and for everyone else's children. I got to put myself, my accounts, my name at risk to stand in the front of this war that we have. This is InfoWars, right? So we're going to give
No, yeah, you have to keep in mind, Kanye West thinks that he is at war. Like, this is something that, like, I think that he, even outside of any sort of a mental break situation, this is something that he does believe. He's even said it in his music.
This information on InfoWars.
Yeah.
By the way, I asked the crew very lovingly. I love the crew, but you guys gave me the tweet I sent you this morning of the abortion mill, New World Order, depopulation, kill the black people organization, Planned Parenthood, where they said it's white people's job to give money so we can kill black people. It actually says that.
Oh,
and
boy.
Ye didn't want me to have it on the desk because he wanted to be able to have it all look clean and stuff, and I get that, so I'm happy for Ye. But will you guys give me that damn tweet? Because I love you to death, but I've been asking for an hour. I need that damn tweet. I want to show people this because it is such mind control to say, white people, you've got white guilt. To actually say, you're bad because you're white, help us kill black people. What type of freakish, crazy world is that? Okay?
Zionist. Is that?
It's always the Jews. And the thing is that every single thing to them, it always goes right back to the fucking Jews. Every time. This is every solution. And you have to admit, this is a very comforting way of thinking. Is that every single problem in your life, the Zionists. Oh, well, you know, guess what? Chipotle's closing early nowadays. Yep. They don't want us to eat. Who's they? The Zionists. That's right. He didn't say Jews. Oh, I'm sure he didn't mean that. Look at Nick smirk. Yeah, of course. That's what they think.
Is that too wide of a idea, or do I have to just go specifically to who does that? But it's the devil. It's the devil. We all, like Grandma used to say, we all need Jesus Christ. And where I'm at, this position where God is, he's using me as a vessel. Everyone always knew that I was special, but now I get to be a vessel. And I feel...
Guys, this is what I've been saying. Like, I told y'all this is coming. I told you guys this shit was coming. This is Jesus. What do you think? Like, bro, he's been laying down the crumbs for this for years.
So, you know, I'd like to go into a prayer. It's a prayer that my cousin wrote.
Oh, God.
Now, this prayer it's pretty long, so please don't cut me off in the middle of this prayer.
I'm not, go ahead.
So what happened is we were doing a family prayer Zoom on Sunday, and his name is Wayne, and he tells me, he says, Kanye, he's like, bro, my name's Jay, you say a prayer. And then I said my prayer, and I felt that it was very profound. I felt like it was Ye-level bars, where I said, let's remove this whole...
Ye-level bars. That's not the metaphor I would expect to see used with a Sunday prayer session with the family. But yeah, sure. I mean, go off.
Conversation of morality, and let's stick to the Bible and say, either Jesus said so, or Jesus said no. Hold on, I'm gonna wait till you drop this. Boom.
I'm listening.
All right, so, and I felt like that was profound. That's like a bar that made me top 5 streaming on.
The megalomania is amazing. No, this is why you have to understand that part of this insanity is why Kanye West is such a great artist. And it's why everybody has been talking about him for the past 15 years. Is that he's a crazy megalomaniac asshole, and it was fine and funny until he's like, well, what about the Nazis, right? And like that's the thing. Is like it's funny whenever it's like he's doing this asshole thing to Taylor Swift. It's funny whenever he's going up against like, you know, the government and saying George Bush doesn't care about black people. And this guy's, it's funny, but like whenever, you know, like there's a line where it's like, oh well fuck, like why you have to talk about this too? It gets weird.
Artists without an album this year. Either Jesus said so or Jesus said no, because we want to bring in our creative direction and our opinion and our moral compass. Forget the words moral compass. Is it in the Bible? What did the red letters say? What did Jesus say about it? And then we make our decisions off of that.
The red letters in the Bible, by the way, are the words that Jesus said, which were, by the way, transcribed like 80 fucking years after he died. So it's like, did he really say those words in that order? Nobody has it. There's no recordings. There's no video camera of this, so we're not 100% sure. Well, yeah, lazy fucking apostles. How does it take that long? I feel like that's kind of a big deal. Shouldn't you write that down like immediately? I don't know.
So I said this, and then I had an idea. Let's stop hoping. Let's pray. Let's talk directly to God. Let's stop hoping for stuff.
I agree with that.
He has hope in here, and then I took it out, and then I put it back in, and then so I said this prayer, and my family members, they didn't say anything. And then he said his prayer, and the whole family was like, oh, that's the best prayer I ever heard. And he's like, I know. My prayers could be intimidating. I know. They're like, did you write that down? That was the best prayer ever. And I was thinking like, bro, why you set me up? Why you set me up to say my prayer right before your prayer? But this is his prayer. I was like, yo, send me that prayer, bro. That prayer was pretty good. It says,
damn.
Now, Nick is Catholic, so he doesn't like referring to Jesus as Yahweh God. But I am... am I black? Am I African? Am I Semite? What is the... They call me anti-Semite. They said I'm a nigga in rap. They said I'm black. They told me, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, James Brown, you tell me who I am. But I know that I'm a child of God, and I know Jesus died for us. This is the...
There is a subset of individuals that believe that black people are actually the real Jews. This is a whole... This is like you start here, and you end up here, okay? It's a big one.
Daily prayer written by my cousin Wayne. Yahweh God, thank you for life, health, and strength, faith, hope, and love, and another day to bless, protect your most holy name. I surrender all, Yahweh God, and acknowledge that all things are spiritual before they are physical. For this reason, we also declare and decree that you are the maker, master, ruler, creator, and...
I mean, honestly, like, these are bars. This is a good fucking prayer. I mean, really, like, this is a good one.
Guider of our spiritual lives. We also acknowledge our brother Jesus Yeshua and the blood he shed that gave us blood-paved pathways back to the Holy of the Holies. As we humbly come before you, your almighty throne of mercy and grace, we welcome your glory to rest heavenly upon our shoulders. Bless our crown with supernatural wisdom and understanding, Yahweh God, so that we may walk in the true knowledge of who you are and who you created us to be. Quiet our spiritual minds, Yahweh God.
But wait, there's more.
And put us in proper alignment and divine timing with the will and purpose you have for our lives. Open our spiritual eyes, Yahweh God, so we may better see all of the divine things of the Spirit. Open our spiritual ears, Yahweh God, so we may better hear all of the sacred things of the Spirit. Guard our spiritual mouth, Yahweh God. Place a censor over our divine tongues, so we may only speak words that glorify and edify you. Soften our spiritual heart, Yahweh God, so we may walk into deeper communication, commitment, intimacy, understanding, and a relationship with all of the divine things of the Spirit. Yahweh God, we recognize that we do not battle against flesh and blood, but against spirits and powers, principalities and rulers of spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. It is for this reason that we put on the whole armor of God, Yahweh God. We put on the helmet of salvation and the breastplate the breastplate of righteousness. We firmly attach the belt of truth around our waist and drench our feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. We take our sword of life spirit, which is the word of life, and the shield of faith, with which
this sounds
we
like
will
an
quench
MMO.
all of the fiery darts of the enemy.
Paladin
Thank you
bars?
for blessing
Yeah.
us from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet and everywhere in between with the first,
right here,
what we need, everything that we deserve, and then the best that you have for our lives, Yahweh God. In Jesus' name, amen.
And perfect.
God fucking damn. I will have to admit, that's one hell of a prayer. Holy fuck, man. That shit was wild.
Time to go to break.
It's a relief to
Hour
see a
number
familiar
2,
face here.
uncensored with Yay. Nick Fuentes, I'm your guest host here
I am
in Sing a Song
Elder
World.
Balu of this,
Because the whole world's
the
crazy.
energy of
All of us are nuts.
darkness
This is Twilight
spread.
Zone 2.0. We will be
Don't
right
disappoint
back.
me when you say that.
No, I'm talking about all of us. The whole world's crazy. It is crazy. Everybody's crazy. I believe that. I'm saying the guest host here because these guys are hosting. We'll be right back with hour number 2.
Okay. Whoa, wait. Can I do this?
2.
You think I didn't see that?
Wow.
He said that? See? I was right.
December 2022 is here, and we are proud and very excited to announce that
it's
free
you, the
shipping is
adventurer.
back at
Oh, thank
InfoWarsStore.com. That's right, free shipping on all orders of $50 or more. But
Well, is Fortnite
we signed a
online?
new deal with a big national shipping company, and they're able to cut our regular shipping cost by up to 50%. So that means even on orders that are below $50, you're going to be paying way lower than you were previously. This is a game changer. We're so excited about it. Our listeners had really asked for free shipping again. We couldn't afford it before.
What happened to Super Male Vitality? Like, you've got Brain Force. You got, I mean, I know this doesn't say Super Male Vitality. Vitamin
not
Mineral
popping up.
Fusion.
It might be a glitch.
Multivitamin, DNA Forest.
So there's no
Vaso-B.
arena.
What
Why is there
happened
no
to
arena,
Super Male
chat?
Vitality,
Wait,
bro?
arena
Like, that's the whole meme.
By moving to a bigger
Why is there
national
no-
distributor, we're able to do it. So now, your orders
Nah,
will be
chat, there's no
shipped
space in his name.
faster, Same great customer service
Nah, I'm
and
pretty sure it's
more.
just bugged.
So, get huge
Yes.
discounts and free
Yeah, no, it's just
shipping
bugged.
on so
Yeah,
many
I
great
bet.
items.
I'm not scamming him, I swear. I would never scam a little kid on stream. All right, back to bug. All right, should we do business? Fuck, what am I saying, dude? All right, should we do pubs?
I think
All right,
it's
should we do
very
pubs? Should we do pubs?
problematic that
My
people
boys
can
spoken
boost,
chat is
can
kinda cute.
promote things
Picture the 2 months big dog. Okay.
who are not health experts and health professionals.
Pubs with Tifu?
I find this to be
Space?
very
I had a
problematic.
space too.
Space.
Like, and this isn't something just
It's
with
there, it
Alex
came up, it
Jones.
said
like,
what?
I think this
Wait,
is
did it?
really bad.
No,
If
I'm
you
not meaning
can-
to scam
if you
anyone.
want to talk
Nah,
about
I swear to
boosting
God,
your
I'm-
immune system, who
Oh my
buys
God.
this
I
crap?
wasn't gonna
love
scam him. I wasn't gonna scam him. I swear to God. I would never scam anybody. I swear.
Yeah,
I
they
swear.
sent an InfoWars sticker to her. I had
All right,
it
boys.
on my other
Our
thing.
first game.
Yeah,
So I was doing. I did, Colin.
She was into this.
All right,
You gotta
our
remember,
first
like, I
game,
grew up in
Arena's-
Austin. My
Dude, I
mom
need
was
to-
watching Alex Jones in
Arena?
1995.
Is not arena's disabled. So
Where
we're
he would have
gonna play a
one
pub
thing on
game.
his
It's
desk,
our
and he'd
first
knock
time
it off
playing
the
a pub
desk
game.
every day.
This shit better be good. I gotta be honest. This better be good. First game, first win. So that's what we're trying to go. Hey, Will, think of the 500 bits, big dog. Breezy, think of the 10,000 bits.
Minus 500.
Half of this cabinet are actually young noble.
Remember what I say about fucking,
To say we need you,
you
to
know,
call
like a bridge
Seth's
builder?
phone. She overslept.
Cheer with that?
You
Is
build
she?
100 bridges, you suck one dick. You're not a bridge builder, you're a dick sucker.
Does she oversleep?
I feel like no matter what
I'll
this
call her, I'll
dude
call her.
ever does,
I mean, she don't know me like that.
nobody's ever
Unless she
gonna
picks
forget
up.
the fact that he was wearing
Oh, she just has a
black
fucking sexy ass
I really
morning
feel
voice.
like that's just,
Alright, give me
that's
comms.
all there is to it.
Give me comms.
Yeah, every time I see him, that's the only thing I think of. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. Wait a second. Fuck Somerset. Like, I meant like fuck the phone call. Okay, wait, this gun's sick. This gun's good for Surge. Okay, it's very laggy. Let's just start. All right, she's not picking up. Yeah, she's sleeping. Okay, the numbers are sick. 105 with a gray? Wait. Whoa, wait. Am I seeing the same shit? Or am I tweaking the fuck out? Oh, that's total damage. Okay. It adds up. What the fuck? What a spaceship. Wait, the map is big. Wait, the map looks big.
Every member of the Seven is currently missing.
Oh.
Which means there's no one here to stop me from unleashing a scientist experimental reality augmentation system.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Damn. Shut the fuck up.
Which is why we're skipping that step. So stay in the fight. I'll check in once your augmentation system is active.
This map is sick. Chad, the map isn't even small. We were tweaking. Chad, it's not even small anymore. Hold on. What does O do? Oh, time to claim a POI? I know, I need to claim one. All right, let's see if there's proximity chat.
Hands with, by the way, is Klaus Schwab. He's the
Come on, let me get that. I'll give you $1,000.
Forum. He's the guy that a lot of people attribute the idea
I can't die, bro.
Reset to.
If I die first game,
you'll be happy.
Okay, so there's metal in the game. That's good. That's a good sign. Okay, this
guy is right now
God, if I die, bro.
one of the top dogs in the New World Order.
If I die right now, fuck you.
Penetrates the cabinets.
Everything we discussed is then leaked into the paper. That's not the focus.
Guys.
And that's not how the
Oh my! Did I hear a scream? I swear to God, I just heard a scream.
Canadians.
I swear to God, I just heard someone scream.
Very closely.
Yo, hello?
Obviously, everyone in China should be allowed
Yo,
to
guys!
express themselves.
Can anybody hear me?
Allowed to share their perspectives. And
It was a fucking. It was a
She
mouse.
probably posted
Jesus
a
Christ.
meme about Winnie the
Dude,
Pooh.
scars are back, Chad. Scars are back.
To ensure
Oh my
China's
God!
will stand up for human rights. Will stand with people.
Okay, wait.
who
This
are
might be a
expressing
W fucking
themselves.
season.
We also
Yeah,
need
this
to
is
make sure
SMG?
that China, places around the world, are respecting journalists and their ability to do their job.
Yeah, this is like the one.
Of admiration I actually have for China.
I swear to God, I'm hearing something, bro.
Their basic dictatorship is allowing them
Oh boy.
to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know.
Bro, come on, Donnie. What the fuck is this? Way to fucking tell me that I would have blown myself? Like, damn.
Canada before this guy,
Come
right?
on, bro.
I'm pretty sure.
What the fuck is that bullshit? Nice, bro. No, I have no fucking HP.
Regardless of the fact that
you're
we
gonna
are attacking.
And nobody liked him. They disliked him so
I just
much.
woke
they
up.
got this guy.
Yo, guys.
Your fundamental rights or limiting your fundamental rights.
Parkour, bro. Oh my God, this perk is broken. Every single time I mantle, I get full sprint back. Dude, that's crazy.
It's so. It's very
guys on
hard
me,
to see
guys on me,
damage.
guys on me.
So the damage is different now. Wait, double jump.
The views that they're expressing.
Hold up. I don't know.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna. No, I can die. If I die,
Give
it's
a
over.
fuck what happens in Canada. I'm gonna be
There's a wolf
totally
here. I'm
honest.
really gonna fucking lose it.
There's no, you don't have seven million states over in Canada. This is not my problem. This is not my country. This is not my responsibility.
Oh my God.
I don't live
My first
here.
box fight.
It's not my issue.
My first box fight.
What'd you do?
Please don't kill me. I'll give you $1,000.
Hey, swim?
I just ate.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Do you swim? No.
P, huh?
No, wait, what are you talking about? I like the new mechanic, right?
Oh no, wait, I have something different on.
Bro, this game just crashed
99?
as soon as the queue finished, bro.
No.
Wait, what are we capturing right now?
Yeah.
For what?
No, but I'm capturing
For
it, dude.
putting the flag
Out
up?
of your mind? Is that a fucking street phone?
Raising the
Oh,
sail?
fucking dead.
The perks, by the way, you can first time.
Dude, are you
it's a free
serious,
reroll. I
Donnie?
rerolled it, and I have them.
Why are there stink bombs in the fucking
watch.
game?
Watch. When you
Got him.
mantle something, bro, you get your sprint full
Come
back.
on, bro.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Look at that. I'm running infinitely, bro. Oh my God, how long does it last?
I can't even lie. I'm
Bro,
not.
that shit's
I'm fanboying right now.
broken.
This is a good fucking chapter.
Wait, what?
This is
That
sick.
shit's broken, dude.
This is actually. Oh, it is
actually
pops.
like-
It is pops.
the
So
line
chat,
isn't
if you guys didn't know,
moving, it is
Arena's not out yet.
What?
Arena's
That's
not out
crazy.
yet. Okay, this is sick. This is actually sick. This might be a crazy W. I'm not even trolling. Hey, Andrew, think of the
Looks
tier
like
1.
Pretty sick.
Think of
I'm
the
not
prime,
gonna
bro.
lie. Like this is just like a whole new vibe.
Nah, this is sick. This is sick.
Dude, I haven't
so
fucked with
far, I
this. Oh,
like
it's
it.
just
All right,
like
so far,
grenades.
after that
Okay,
one
yeah.
game
I
experience, what
cleansed
do
it
you
up.
have to
Oh,
do?
look at all the fucking loot we just got.
I'm seeing
Wait,
an 8. I'm saying aim with what I just saw.
I did this.
I think it's pretty sick. I think it's pretty sick.
To rebind my perks.
There's so much different shit.
Bro. Like that's.
Malibu gets a 10. All right, that's like a tier 1 pro saying that too.
Hold the reroll. It.
Not in arena.
Yeah, that's the perks. You do it for free.
Are you sure? Nah, it definitely is.
And then
It definitely is. 7 because of Scar. The Scar is sick.
Ass.
The Scar is sick. I wish I was in arena, bro.
Reroll again.
I wish I was in arena though.
I got the same perk.
Arena's so much more enjoyable because I can get siphoned.
Through walls?
Now I need to duels again. Yeah, it kind of sucks that duels
that
again.
Must be one of your perks.
That's all good.
No,
I got another.
Yeah, I see a chat. I see like a god.
Alright, we need to win this game though.
I'm gonna open this up.
We need to win this game.
Okay, I'm dipping.
First win, first game. If arena's out, when arena's out, just let me know. I have like no voice right now, but when it's out, just let me know. When it's out, just let me know. Okay? Alright. Alright, where do you guys want me to land? I'm going wherever you guys want me to.
Fucking need to just end it all.
Snow? Alright. Dude, this towel stinks. Come on, dog. Fuck. Alright. Wait, is this... Oh my god. Wait. No fucking way. This is me and Somerset first met with Broken Symphony. Oh my god, I remember this. Oh my god. Making me miss her all over again. Wow. Those are the times. Now she fucking filed a fucking lawsuit on me. Jesus Christ. I'm just joking. Alright, back to business. Stop saying take the hint, bro. Come on, bro. Stop. Okay, so this is the new shotgun. This is the shotgun. Alright, the chest sounds sick. A machine. Hey, yo. What? This is sick. What is this? Alright, this kind of is poop. That's kind of poop. Dude, I swear to God. Oh my God! Wait. Let's see if I can 200 pump. Let's get 200 pumped. 66. Do it. Oh, stop tryharding, bro. Come on, bro. Okay? You're trying to nade me. All right, come on. Come on! Oh, mass. Okay, this is good. Jet. Wait, I hear someone. 29. I can't die right now, bro. There's too much content on the line. Don't do it to me, please. Come on, bro. I'm fucking scared for my life. I see you.
Automatically apply best settings for this system. I hope I didn't fuck it up.
90? Wait. Okay, this might be amazing. We have scars. Okay, I don't get mats, bro. This sucks. Oh my God, guys. Guys. You guys are seeing this, right? I can be the only one seeing this. Good luck. Good luck, motherfucker. Daddy's here. This is sick! Wait. Alright, that's kind of poop. That's a good surge gun, though. That's a good surge gun. That's a good surge gun. Okay, there's someone in the house. Alright, listen, I'm gonna ask you once. Make noise. Make noise. I know you're in here. Don't play games. Listen. It's gonna be okay. Impulses? Press 7. Enemies hit.
Interesting choice. Let's see what happens.
I don't know what that is. Okay, this might be a W. Watches. Alright, listen. We can be friends. Listen. I swear to God, I won't hurt you. I won't hurt you. Fuck you, bitch. No, I'm just joking.
This is your fight now.
Epic Games is probably watching, so I need to be positive.
Oh shit. Dude, Mr. Beast is here. That's so fucking dumb. I love it. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding?
I overcame all the odds. I ain't been playing it safe. Nah, I was just giving my all. I'm taking it there.
Deku? Buy battle pass. Yes. Not even a question. I don't want to see what's on it. I already know I want it. I think I just teared up a little. I still can't believe I saw Mr. Beast. Holy shit. Who am I talking to, you might ask? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I like that. I don't get it. Okay, Doom Guy's here, so I didn't get ripped off. Oh, I like that. Another Doom Guy that's kind of dumb. Dumb. You suck. Not sure who this is. Okay, some more stuff is going on unlock.
Other thing. Yeah, bro, she was into this. Well, you gotta remember, like, I grew up in Austin. My mom was watching Alex Jones in 1995, where he would have one thing on his desk and he'd knock it off the desk every day.
The young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, half of this cabinet are actually younger.
Remember what I say about fucking, you know, like a bridge builder? You build 100 bridges, you suck one dick. You're not a bridge builder, you're a dick sucker. I feel like no matter what this dude ever does, nobody's ever gonna forget the fact that he was wearing blackface. I really feel like that's all there is to it. Yeah, every time I see him, that's the only thing I think of. I'll be right back.
He's the only one with a special loadout. Wait. Okay. The only other one was a weird him only.
I'm back. The guy he's shaking hands with, by the way, is Klaus Schwab. He's the leader of the World Economic Forum. He's the guy that a lot of people attribute the idea of the Great Reset to. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's who he is. Yeah, this guy is right now one of the top dogs.
He doesn't have a bag.
leaders of the World Economic Forum. So that we penetrate the cabinets.
Everything we discuss is then leaked to the paper. That's not appropriate.
No, that's his.
Canadians are watching very closely. Obviously, everyone in China should be allowed to express themselves, should be allowed to share their perspectives, and indeed.
She probably posted a meme about Winnie the Pooh.
Protest. We're going to continue to ensure that China knows we'll stand up for human rights. We'll stand with people who are expressing themselves. We also need to make sure that China and places around the world are respecting journalists and their ability to do their job.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar. I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted.
Stephen Harper is the previous Prime Minister of Canada before this guy, right? I'm pretty sure.
That I find quite interesting.
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact that we are attacking.
Nobody liked him. They disliked him so much they got this guy.
Your fundamental rights, or limiting your fundamental rights, and the Charter says that's wrong, we're still going to go ahead and do it.
The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent the views of Canadians.
I do not give a fuck what happens in Canada. I'm going to be totally honest. You don't have the same freedom of speech over in Canada. This is not my problem. This is not my country. This is not my responsibility. I don't live here. It's not my issue.
Who have been
there
I don't give
for
a each
fuck.
other, who know that following the science and stepping up to protect each other
Presets will
is the best way
shuffle.
to continue to ensure our freedoms, our rights, our values as a country. We are not intimidated by those who hurl insults and abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless. We won't give in to those who fly racist flags. We won't cave to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans. So to those responsible for this behavior, it needs to stop. The Emergencies Act will be used across.
Service bend and
kind of a cool guy
without a court order.
I just got so tired of that. Like, I just don't give a fuck. And guys, by the way, it's not that I don't care about Canada. It's that I don't live there. I don't understand your problems. I don't understand your law. I don't understand your culture. And I respect you enough to not make my own judgments about it. That's what I really mean whenever I say I don't care.
No, I mean, I thought he was kind of a cool guy. Then I started to read what he said. This is a couple of weeks ago. He was, or maybe this is September, but he was talking about people who are not vaccinated.
Oh, God.
He said they don't believe in science. They're often misogynistic, often racist. No, they're not.
That was not smart of him at all.
Right. He said
it's obviously stupid. Can we just move past this? Who cares?
There's a new avenue for those who would like to censor what you say and think.
God, I need to go to bed.
Corporations. The left have wised up to this. If you want to stop someone from telling the truth, use companies to do it, the social media giants, and they are.
For many on the left, the view seems to have become that if you can't beat them, prevent them from speaking.
So far, the most prominent casualty of the crusade against free expression has been the radio show host Alex Jones.
There is a concerted effort by the Democratic Party and multinational corporations and big tech to silence conservative and nationalist and populist voices.
There's also guys on CNN that spend their whole day calling Facebook and saying, can you ban this person?
He may be America's best-known conspiracy theorist, but this week, Alex Jones' content will be a little harder to find.
Shame on the mainstream corporate media for not defending the First Amendment, but instead attack-dogging, calling for federal regulators to shut down independent, free press, working with big tech.
People know what's true. They can smell it.
InfoWars, the most banned network in the world.
In a free country, everyone can be heard. In totalitarian societies, only the powerful can be heard.
Okay. Oh my God, what is this?
The evil abuse of children that
What
the
is
world
this?
is waking up to today has pulled buyers first in Israel, porn.
I don't care, I don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. This is just, we're skipping through all this. Yeah, Balenciaga has some weird fucking pedo shit, and they should be investigated by the government completely. There's not even a question. Somebody at the end of this should probably be, you know, there are a lot of people that probably were involved with this that the government should have access to their hard drives. But this has nothing to do with Kanye West. We're gonna move on.
Balenciaga.
Power.
Do not give a fuck. Okay, here we go.
It's almost like we got Ye here. The whole building's just crazy. Alex Jones here, back live with Ye. Nick Fuentes riding shotgun, and we're going to get Laura Loomer on the line. He didn't want to wear an earpiece. That's fine. We're going to call her on his phone in like 10 minutes or so. So we'll get to you, Laura. But he wants to get her on, so that's great. We'll get her on. Ye, let me bring
Let's start by deploying the armory.
Want to get on this topic? The meeting with Trump, they're now using it against.
This is a good technique whenever you're dealing with crazy people that are insistent on something, is you tell them that that it'll happen in a while to make them happy, that it will happen, and then assume that they'll forget about it. Yeah, it's very, very convenient. I do this to people all the time.
They're misrepresenting who Nick is, and I think that's fair to say. And they're lying about you. They're trying to make a new reason that DeSantis should be the 2024 frontrunner. I like DeSantis in many ways, but I don't like who he's aligning with, all these big donors, and him playing along with this. It's very troubling. So tell us about the meeting, what really happened.
Nick, you have the minutes on it.
That's right. So it's where to begin. Well, I want to set the record straight first of all, because there was a big piece in NBC the other day written by Mark Caputo with a lot of lies about the dinner.
The armory is now active.
And I
to
don't know
produce
if
your
people...
first
Apparently,
bomb, add Blue Glow.
Donald Trump had dinner with Kanye West, and Kanye brought Nick Fuentes. Donald Trump claims to not know who Nick Fuentes is. Kanye West said that Donald Trump was impressed by Nick Fuentes. And Sneeko, I don't think was there. And Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't know how to say his last name. It's a Greek long name. I'm not sure. Hopefully I said it the right way. He was a journalist. This guy was like really popular in like 2016. He goes on Bill Maher, and then his popularity is like at a crescendo, and then people find out that he said like weird stuff about like getting young boys or like young guys involved with like gay experiences, and pretty much just canceled them. So like that's who my
or misquoted or bad quotes were given, but people are being led to believe that this was somehow a setup or an ambush to make the president look bad. That's not true. Ye loves Trump. I love Trump. We came to the dinner to have a discussion with him and have a discussion with him about the 2024 race. Ye had a proposition for him. And so a lot of it was really put together in the last minute. I didn't even really know until I was at Mar-a-Lago whether or not we would be at the dinner. It was something that Ye and I discussed on the flight there.
And apparently, I think Kanye West said that he went there to ask Donald Trump to be his vice president whenever he ran in 2024, which that is such a big dick move. So that's what Nick is probably referring to as his proposal. Yes, it asked him to be his vice president. You can't make this shit up, man. Oh my God. And like the thing is, this is exactly why Kanye West is so fucking entertaining. Is he will go up to somebody who used to be the president and ask them to be his vice president. That's what it is. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
On the car ride over. So I just want to get that cleared up straight away because I think Ye and I both believe that Trump is a great option. It really just comes down to Trump and Ye for the most part.
But them trying to premeditatively claim that there's some secret meeting in the news meeting, that's not true.
No, yeah, and it was surprising because we had...
This is interesting that Nick says that Trump didn't know he was meeting with him, but I guess you could also say that not knowing that he was meeting with them is not exclusionary towards being impressed by him. So this is an interesting development.
The day before we flew out, we were in LA on that Monday, and I was told it may not even be possible for you to get into Mar-a-Lago. They said because there's so many people that will intercept you. There's a guest list, and you have to be on it, and there's a security list, and all these things. So I was told that I may not even be able to get through. Well, we pulled up to the club.
Mar-a-Lago, by the way, for anybody who's not dumb enough, who's smart enough to not pay attention to American politics, this is like Trump's FC. It's like his guild house.
Checked out Ye, they checked out Karen's ID and information. We drove up, we walked in, we sat down in the lobby. The president came out of the dining room, and that was that. He invited Ye to dinner. And I don't know if it was Ye or Trump, but one of them said, well, we want to bring Jamar, Karen, and Nick into the dining room. And so we came in, we sat down. Well, we took some pictures. Ye sort of lit up the whole room. Everybody wanted to get a picture of him. We sat down at the table. And I want to say, initially, it was a very pleasant dinner. Trump gave kind of the standard black voter pitch. He talked about the HBCUs, the opportunity zones, things like that. And then it
historically black, basically historically black-owned businesses. That's, I think, what the HBCU was. I don't remember. Oh, colleges, not colleges. Sorry, not businesses. Excuse me, I'm wrong about that.
And Ye message to a lawyer that will Trump share. He gave to us about how we want to handle the Trump meeting and how to read his body language, the kinds of things that maybe we should avoid, or things we might want to say. And so
before, like the dudes, like they're sending him like, what is these like? It's like how to do the boss. Yeah, he's some like kind of a boss that they have to fucking figure out how to beat him.
For the dinner, you accidentally forwarded that to a lawyer. Involved. This is a setup. You guys are being set up right now. It was really just based on a misunderstanding. And after that call, he...
Who's this lawyer?
Do you mind if I say the name?
Yes.
It's... Yes, you mind? Okay, it's Nick Ravante.
I don't mind any names. I think that's the general just... Let him finish the entire story.
So, because we pulled up in the car and Ye said, here, I'll forward you these notes. So he forwarded it to me and I said, hey, I didn't get the text. And we kind of brushed it off, and we found out later he meant to send it to Nicholas Fuentes. He sent it to Nicholas Fuentes by accident. So the dinner was actually very pleasant. It was very...
Oh, I know what lawyer this is. I think this is the same lawyer that Alex Jones used in his case. Yeah, we know this guy.
Friendly. Ye picked out a song to play. He put on Say You Will off of 808s. And then Trump said, oh, I don't know, let's put on one of your hits. So he put on Stronger. It was very congenial. Well, then in the middle of the dinner, Trump gets this call because Nick Ravante apparently sent a text to one of Trump's guys or somebody. Somebody called Trump and said Karen is giving Ye intel because Karen worked for Trump. She ran the state of Florida during the Republican primary in 2016. And so he got the heads up. They thought it was some big ambush. So he gets off the phone and the tone totally flipped. And he starts telling Ye these stories about how some of his black constituents had betrayed him. He told the story about how he got A$AP Rocky out of jail. He told the story about how he got the NBA basketball players out of the Chinese jail. And the moral of the story was, if you go against me, if you're disloyal to me, I'll crush you. That was kind of the subtext of the story.
Fucking Trump, man. What do you expect? Trump's like the fucking godfather? Well, the thing is, he did get A$AP Rocky out of jail. And he did get those guys out of the Chinese jail. The thing is, it happened.
From Trump. He said that Kim Kardashian, he said some nasty things about her because she endorsed Joe Biden after Trump released, what is it, Alice
Johnson.
Alice Johnson from prison. He commuted her sentence and then gave her a pardon, so he felt betrayed by that. And then
This was somebody who Kim Kardashian was trying to get Trump to let her out of jail, and he did.
Ye made the proposition and said, hey, I'd like you to be my running mate in 2024. And Trump sort of
I gave him the opportunity. I didn't say I would like him, but I gave him the opportunity.
So he actually, okay, yes. Kanye West goes to Trump's garrison, Trump's FC, his guild hall, and he invites Trump to be his vice president. The audacity, I love it. It's so good. And this is right after Trump just threatens indirectly to make sure that one of these guys goes to like a Chinese jail or something. It's like, these are real people. This isn't like a movie. Like, this couldn't be a movie. Because the script, like, nobody would accept the script. Like, this is just so fake and ridiculous, nobody's gonna believe it.
Right, yes.
Be my running mate in 2024.
Yes. And
will he wear a mask as well, though?
I think it would look cool.
I do think it looks cool. So he sat back and folded his arms, and he kind of smirked, and he sort of dismissed it, but then he got a little bit heated, and he said, you can't win, you'll never win, don't run, you can win at a lot of things, but you can't win at this. And then he turned to me and Karen and said, you guys are smart, I know you work for him, but don't lie to him, tell him he can't win. And, you know, I love Trump, and I love Ye, and so I'm looking at Trump, and then I'm looking at Ye, and I'm looking at Trump, and Ye, he's telling me.
It's an awkward situation.
They say you're a white supremacist. Are you a white supremacist?
No, not at all.
Well, spend some time on that.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Catholic.
That's a good thing for that's a good interview question. Spend some time on that. I like that.
I'm Christian, and so I believe that we.
I know that sounds white supremacist right there.
I think that, like, my assumption is that Nick Fuentes is not necessarily a white supremacist. He is more like a Christian state supremacist, if that makes sense, right? Whatever you want to call that. That's what it seems like to me.
Well, I believe that we're all children of God, and so I think that.
Is he an ethno-state guy? I don't know if he is. I've never seen any and that's the question. I'm not saying I don't know, as if like I don't think that's true. I genuinely have never seen any data or interviews about that. Well, link me something. If you tweet it at me or something, I'll watch it off stream and see for myself.
White, red, brown, whatever. We're all siblings in a certain sense because we're created by God.
Yeah, it seems like Christian
I do, though, believe
nationals.
that there are races. There are black people, there are white people, there are Hispanics.
Yes, okay.
And these differences mean something to people. They mean things to each other. That doesn't mean that we can't get along. That doesn't mean...
But the left's saying it's bad to even have a culture.
Right, they want to melt us all down. That's what globalization is. They want to globalize the government, the economy, and the population. They want a global government. They want to globalize the economy through free trade.
With no culture.
Exactly, and the population through immigration. And they want to make it so that in 50, 100 years, there are no distinct nations, there's no distinct peoples, there's...
So nobody can stand up.
And this is the... And you remember, like, Alex Jones just did his book, The Great Reset, okay? So, like, this is... Like, Nick Fuentes knows... What he just did there is, as I said, slippery Nick. Okay, he's very good at this. He obviously was asked to talk a lot about, like, his opinions and his feelings about, like, being a white supremacist or something like this. And he shifted over towards something that is, like, global government because he knows that it will distract Alex Jones from the original question. This was clever.
Right, just a slave class, undifferentiated. That's what they want.
This is the future president you're talking to right now. He's not old enough.
How old are you?
44.
Yeah, so far.
Maybe in a few cycles.
And Trump loved Nick. He looked at me and said, where did you find this kid? He had no idea until, what's the guy that wrote the speech that you didn't like?
Jason Miller.
Jason Miller lied afterwards after they found out who you were. What did Jason say in the press? Because it started to be like a series of lie after lie after lie and fake. It wasn't a tweet, it was a true social after true social after true social.
So it's basically a tweet. Yeah, I got it.
The rundown.
Yes, initially, we didn't hear anything about the dinner.
Okay.
It was rumored that Ye went to dinner with Trump. Then it was rumored that I was at the dinner because I walked through the airport in Miami. Then there was a statement from Jason Miller, who spoke as a representative of Trump, and he said, well, Nick was at the dinner. And it was only it was live. It was only at that point when we began to respond, and Ye said, he can't say that. Nick was at the dinner.
That's true. Trump should have taken accountability for it. That I think that is true. Yes.
The speeches that Jason Miller wrote, maybe, I mean, he was just scared.
Who was scared? Trump?
No, I think Miller thinking it was a setup. But I mean, I think that's what they thought. They thought, oh, this is a setup. And I think that's where that fear came from.
Okay, but people got to stop lying. Our leaders, our politicians have to stop being afraid and being so political, and we have to put Christ first. And if anything comes from this, like, the best thing that could come from this is I'm the president of the United States.
I mean, like, for example, like, one of the best thing that could come from this is that I'm the president. Like, that could, like, yeah. I mean, look, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, sure. He just says it, yeah.
2024. The worst thing that could come from this is our leaders are held to Christian values, not Zionist values. Now, let's talk about the difference of Trump's truth social.
Well, I'd like to hear the difference between Christian values versus Zionist values. I think that these are the questions that I hope Alex Jones asks more of, because these are usually, it's the same thing as when people talk about like black values versus white values. Usually long listed for people to fill in our own prejudices inside of. I'm not a fan of this. I find it very annoying.
Yeah, so he put out 3 successive posts. There's 3 responses from Trump on Truth Social, and they just get more sort of erratic as the pressure grows.
Wow. Who could have predicted that?
The first one, he says, it was a very uneventful dinner. I did meet with Ye. The next post was, I don't know who Nick Fuentes was, and it was totally uneventful. The third one, he says, Ye, a very troubled man who happens to be black, came for badly needed advice. And so it just kept getting more and more sort of...
Yeah, and like that, this is the problem with Trump, is that Trump is never able to take accountability for mistakes that he might have made. It's always somebody else's fault. It's very annoying. It's like somebody that you're raiding with, and it's like, it's always lag. Somebody else was standing too close to me. You didn't tell me what to do. My add-on was messed up. It's always something wrong, and he blames it on somebody. It's just so fucking annoying. It's never his fault.
Of angry and erratic, and I think what Ye is getting at, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but Trump is surrounded by handlers. He's surrounded by people like Jared Kushner and Jason Miller. He's got 3 campaign managers.
Because he got what he wanted out of Trump, right? What did Jared do when Trump was in office?
He got the Abraham Accords. Yeah. Jared Kushner with his best friend Bibi Netanyahu at 666 Fifth Avenue.
Jared Kushner? Guess what Jared Kushner is? Just guess. The son-in-law? Wrong. More important than that. That's right. By the way, I know you guys are mentioning that the Athens Creation live stream. I do plan on watching that. There is a lot of content for me to go over. As I've said before, my plan is to be streaming every single day unless I'm not able to. The odds are I will probably cover it tomorrow. And we will be doing half of this interview today, half of it tomorrow. So that's what the plan is. I just want to make sure you guys we're all on the same page here, okay? Every day unless I don't want to. Yes, I'm not going to force myself to it. But I'm not waking up with an alarm clock anymore, and it's actually substantially improved my streaming experience.
They brokered the Abraham Accords, which opened up investment from the Gulf states into Israel.
What did Netanyahu have to say about it exactly?
Netanyahu loves it, of course, because this...
Let's expand on that.
Hey, this is Ned. Okay.
No, keep going. My point is that it's fair, though, for Trump that it is a political attack to claim that he endorses or represents even the views they claim you hold that you don't hold. So clearly, you can see how the media is using you guys.
Oh, they're clearly using Nick Fuentes, and they are. I think that it is not unreasonable to assume that they are using Nick Fuentes and misrepresenting what he's saying, or even not, as if Trump is like hand in hand with him. Because it plays into their narrative of Trump being a white supremacist or a dog whistler or something like that.
As an attack on Trump.
They're using us to try to put this guy we've never heard of, DeSantis, in office. Like,
I feel like hearing about Trump being a reality TV star isn't really not. I mean, like, when do we? I mean, like, that's just not really that great of an argument. Yeah, that one's. Yeah, DeSantis is very well known. Yes, the guy won re-election by like a massive margin. So did, by the way, Greg Abbott here.
DeSantis is gonna play by the book. The thing about Trump is this guy is one of the best presidents we have. He's top 5 presidents. He's right.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Somebody says Nick Fuentes is being represented. Have you heard what his Holocaust denial clip? Guys, he wasn't denying Holocaust. He was denying cookies, okay? It's totally different. Why are you trying to put words in his mouth? Who's talking about the Holocaust, guys? Come on, yeah.
And he was a Wharton grad. He's one of the best businessmen of all time. And the entire time he was the president, the Jewish media attacked him. They were mad because he was actually working for the country. And now they're doing everything, including this meeting, to try to say he's not allowed to meet with. This is InfoWars.
It makes sense. I mean, like, like, despite, like, let's take all the facts out of this, and let's just think about the fact that, like, Trump went on a crusade against him. So it's like, of course the media is going to try to make him look bad, because he's saying they're all liars and fake. Of course they're going to do that.
Who are you to say who the president can meet with? Netanyahu. Like, I'm not gonna, the Holy Spirit fills me up, and the less sin I have, the less angry I get, you know? So you can't make me angry, but if I was another version of Ye, the Kanye West that you guys know, I would be angry at Netan for even speaking on one of the best presidents, one of our best.
I think that's such horseshit. You should be able to criticize anything you want. Of course he should be able to express what he thinks. It's the same thing as it's his free speech too. He should be able to say what he thinks.
Presidents of all time. Shut the bless up, Netan. This is from Ye. Now you know who I am. You know who I am now, Netanyahu? You know who I am now, Jared Kushner? You know who I am, Josh Kushner? Let me tell you.
I find that there is a certain level of irony of you know who I am with a full face mask. Yes. Like, this is... There is a level of irony to this. This is actually very funny.
Say something about Softy Josh, right? Marshmallow Josh was out of dinner. And I didn't realize at the dinner that Josh Kushner had 10%
I've added some tracks to your inventory,
which was my ex-wife's clothing line, which I have 5% of. And it's one of the reasons why, even after the attack where Ari Emanuel had all of my deals destroyed, I was still worth $400 million, right? And still had $250 million of cash available, right? So, Josh, I say, what do you think about Jared working for me in 2024? And Josh looks at Jared and says, oh, I would kill him. And so then towards the end of the meeting, I'm leaving their apartment. They do it like a soft hug because I think like Jared, as soft as Jared is, he has to hug Josh extra soft so, you know, he doesn't melt the toilet paper. And what I realized afterwards, Josh had 10% of the line, I only had 5% double, where I, you know, extension of my brand. Literally, I put the creative director from Yeezy, Kim's, because at first Skims was a lingerie line. And then it was Kris Jenner's idea to make it a shapewear line. And I said, I have the perfect person. Let's take these elements of Yeezy and let's put this here. And then Josh goes in and puts $150 million from some investment firm to then control something that my ex-wife was.
I mean, isn't that kind of fair though? Like if he paid $150 million, that he'd have a percentage of the company? I mean, I don't know. I think that's, I mean, fuck, man, that seems pretty fair to me. That's a lot of money. That's how, yeah, that's how.
Literally realizing, oh my God, I own this and ran this. He didn't even know he was the owner.
Yeah, and that's what I explained to Jared. I was on text with Jared. I said, what if I had 10% of a line with Ivanka and you didn't know and you only had 5%? I'm sure
you learned you own 10% of 666 Park Avenue.
And again, this is another, it's more ego Andy. Every time it's ego Andy.
Or what if I had 10% of that 800, how big was the deal that he did after he got out of...
What you're saying is we need reparations from Hollywood. We need the Hollywood elite to have almost all the money. They need reparations to America.
I want to talk about how Jared did that first deal. With that...
Yeah, he got billions, and this is something that was covered in the Wall Street Journal. Jared Kushner brokered the Abraham Accords with Netanyahu, and before Trump was even out of office, they were arranging for how Kushner could take a massive fee from...
Okay, but separate from Kushner getting money, I don't like Kushner. He glows in the dark. He's creepy as hell. But I mean, that's a good peace deal to get the Arabs and Jews to quit killing each other. I mean,
But don't, I agree with you to some extent, but don't...
actually, that's a pretty... That's some good Kushner.
That's... Kids will stop killing each other. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Kushner.
He did it for the money.
Well, I mean, we got things done, yeah.
And I would say...
I'm not defending him. I'm saying it's good to try to get Middle East peace.
Well...
Let's ask Nick.
Yeah, Nick, go ahead.
Because it's, again, like, you can see, obviously, like, with Kanye West here, like, the whole idea, awkward silence, yeah, because it's just that you're going to have to go against something that's Jewish, and he doesn't want to go against that because that's what he's convinced himself is the root of all of his problems.
If you want Middle East peace, you have to go to Israel, because Israel is the one who has been bombing Syria. Israel's the one that's...
And they got 200 nuclear weapons. They ain't going nowhere.
Exactly, and that's why they killed JFK and RFK, was because of they were trying to get their WMD program off the ground. Operation Apollo, it was Jack Kennedy that wanted IAEA inspectors looking into it.
He just sneaks that one in. He's just, yeah, so that's why they killed the, JFK, yep, and so anyway, yep, just sneaks that one in, keep going.
To it.
No, that is probably that's one of the reasons Kennedy got killed. That was
what we need to say right now, and we're going to bring Ali on in a second, is both of my parents were educators, right? And we're here as the educators. That's what's in our heart. When we get the information, we put ourselves at risk to give you the information. There's a lot of teachers, incredibly intelligent people that have been canceled and kicked out of universities for not playing along with the system. So stop looking at us like celebrities, like we're trying to get media. We're using our position, putting our finances, putting our personal well-being at risk.
But Code, he's probably referring to Jordan Peterson. That's probably the most public example, but this is also somebody who was in Canada.
To say the truth out loud, and I was on the plane with Nick and I said, it feels like we're in Vietnam in the middle of the war with our backs to the wall, holding our guns and saying, Nick, how did you get here? Jay, how did you get here? When all the guns are going off and all the media is going off, and say, this is InfoWars, right? So you got some info warriors on both sides of you, and you fought for us. You've been fighting this battle for a long time, Alex, and we just got to salute you as a Christian and as American, because you paved the way to make braver soldiers like us today. It's like Terminator Part 10 happening right now.
I mean, let's be honest. That's true. Alex Jones has been out there campaigning against the New World Order for the last 25 fucking years. Yep. He was the original one.
Wow, all right. We're going to break. We're going to get more later on. We're going to get Ollie Alexander up to Manny come on. the smartest guys I know in politics. And we're going to just continue. Owen Schroyer's going to come on. We're going to continue on as long as you guys want to go. We'll take breaks and stuff too, and get, you know, Ye to eat something or whatever. Me and pick out something you guys eaten yet. And we're
I stay fasting.
That's right, you won't eat. I'm trying to get him to eat. So I'm like Italian, mind you. So we're gonna
I gotta watch my accounts because they've been frozen by Jewish banks. So I need to watch my meals.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the frozen.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
I love how I love how at the very end, whenever Alex is about to go to commercial break, that is when Kanye's like, so yeah, I liked Hitler, or you know what? I don't like the name evil next to Nazis. Yeah, he drops a bomb. Yeah, he's got to get the last word. And to be honest, it's a very good, you know what it reminds me a little bit of? It's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where every single episode ends in a massive cliffhanger. It's like you have to have like some like crazy fucking scene, and it's like, wait, what? And then they place it fucking next time to be continued. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. Look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Oh, good.
Oh man. Well, I have to disagree with that. But listen, we're gonna go to break. I'm the crazy one here. We're all crazy. The whole world's crazy.
It is impressive. I don't think that I've ever seen Alex Jones ever get uncomfortable because somebody else was more insane than he was. I've never seen this happen. This is impressive.
And the whole power structure's coming down. This is absolutely lit. This is lit. Number one show in the world right now. Everybody's tuning in everywhere. Yay. Everybody, I appreciate you being here. We're going to go to break. We're going to come back and play that little favorite promo.
It's lit.
And then we're going to air the Trudeau clip, and then we'll go right back to Ye. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
Ye is in studio. I'm Alex Jones, your host. Thanks for joining Tez. Holly.
After the next commercial break, I'm going to take a break, and we're going to watch the rest of it tomorrow. But we are going to, we'll go to one more. Okay? I just want to have you guys understand what's going on.
Alexander Owen Schroyer about to join us riding shotgun.
Yeah, we're going to play WoW today.
Ye doesn't want to wear an earpiece, so he's going to call Laura Loomer.
No, it's a matter of logistics, guys. It's not that I don't want to watch it. It's that we have Allcraft at 3. There were some other things that I wanted to look into as well. And I want to make sure that I don't want to have to like hurry this up towards the end, because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I don't want to have to hurry this at all. We're going to savor this for as long as possible.
Yeah, so we're going to put Laura Loomer on the way. She was
we'll need to
originally going to be on
transport the
earlier.
bomb to the launcher.
Hosting the show. Go ahead.
Don't worry about building defenses around the track.
Laura, did you guys
If the bomb is destroyed, we can always make another. This will be a run-and-gun style
What
mission.
they're doing is they're talking to her out there.
Follow the bomb and keep it safe during transport.
Tell her you're going to call her. They didn't do that because it's such a party. Right?
Can you guys hear her? Laura, say something.
She's not going to.
Laura Loomer.
Yeah, Laura, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How's it going?
You're on the air with Ye. Go ahead. He wants to do it over a speakerphone. Go ahead.
There's probably a million people watching Kanye West just press his phone up against a microphone.
Well, look, I just wanted to call in. You know, I see that everybody on this stream has been canceled in some fashion, and, you know, I've also been canceled.
Looks like a bad
storm is in the forecast. I need to pull you out before it gets there. You have 2 days. And I happen to be Good luck. The most banned and censored people in this country. And
The bomb is on the move.
Keep it safe. To talk about cancel culture and, you know, the act of debanking and deplatforming. You know, I was really one of the first people that experienced all of this cancel culture. And I was going to say that
the bomb is taking damage.
You know, I sympathize with anybody who's had their voice silenced. I don't think that disagree with another person or how you make fun and never stopped the bank from shutting down my access to my bank account. Being Jewish never, prevented me from becoming, like I said, the most banned woman in the world. So I just wanted to make it clear that, while, there's no disputing the fact that groups like the ADL and APAC and, powerful, left-wing Jewish individuals.
What? Oh my God. What is this? Oh my God. This is a thing that Nazis made the Jews wear.
Right-wing Jewish individuals themselves are advocating for cancel culture. There are Jews themselves who have also been canceled.
Yeah, you shouldn't be penalized for what other people have done. Martin Luther King said that, and I agree with it. So you
The bomb is taking
more like
damage.
Martin Luther King the other day than Malcolm X. I tend to agree with that. I like Malcolm X. I've read his writings, listened to him, incredibly smart, intellectual. So was John Trodden. He was able to stand up. He was an amazing revolutionary for his time, an amazing man. But I think Martin Luther King was more powerful, and even Malcolm came around to his worldview of thinking. So my issue is the same thing we're talking about here. Is that Laura Loomer has been censored. Laura Loomer has been attacked. And Israel has the most draconian COVID shots against their population of any group. So I'm saying, why would they? Because there's a criminal group posing as them. Christ talked about this. That is trying to manipulate and pose as the leadership of every group. There's groups that claim they lead the black folks that aren't caring about blacks. There's groups that claim they care about white people that aren't really caring. There's groups that claim they're Jewish that don't. I think that's really what we're talking about. Do you disagree?
I agree. And as I talk about, think about it, like, I gotta say, I love the violence. I love the people that...
This is what I was saying before about how this is...
Bomb health is below 75%.
And he has to love everybody. Yeah, I feel like that's the subtext of all of this.
That blocked my bank account because God runs the world and uses everyone.
Yeah, you
There's
see what I'm saying?
There's a power structure under God that starts with 1,000-year-old families such as the Medicis. Then it goes to the Vatican, which is in bloodline to Peter, not Paul. Then it goes to the financial groups, BlackRock, Vanguard, and then to the government, where we can go into Putin territory. And then it goes to Hollywood, the Rahm Emanuel. That is the first smokescreen to get past. And we're just breaking down those smoke screens. Hey, Ari. How you doing, Ari?
Hey, I want to jump in really quick, and I will say...
Yeah, Laura, you're on the air.
Or, sorry, his camera.
Go ahead.
The blacklisting of, people like Ye, people like Alex Jones, people like Nick Fuentes, people like myself. Everybody watching should understand we're living in a dangerous time now where people are being shut down and having their money frozen. Okay, imagine not being able to access your bank account because somebody in a boardroom decides that they don't agree with what you're saying. And so, for people
Connection
who are
complete.
critical,
I feel like this is like an Agenda Andy thing. Like, I think everybody knows that that's a bad thing. Like, you shouldn't just be able to shut down somebody's funds because they're saying something that's disagreeable unless it's illegal. I feel like, yeah, it's just like, like, what is this? Like, yeah, like, nobody agrees with this. What are we even talking about this for?
Jay, Nick, Alex, myself, or whoever,
Sure.
right?
The bomb is on the move. Keep it safe.
And I think this is what you've been talking about for years, Alex. You've been warning people about what's coming for years, and now people want to act like, oh, well, how did we get to this point? Censorship is the reason why we've got to this point, okay?
I agree with her on that. I think that censoring and sending
The bomb is taking damage.
onto the platforms and stuff like this, I absolutely think that this is like massively led to them getting really popular. Like, for an example, if you look at this video, I don't have it open right now. I don't have, like, I get out. This video has, like, 2.8 million views. I think the more people that you excommunicate and you kick off social media and stuff like this, the more that they see their own space and then they just continuously backfire each other. I don't think that removing all of these people off of social media over the last 10 years has had a positive impact on discourse. I don't really think so. Like, looking back on it, it doesn't seem like it's helped.
So, you know, these things wouldn't be happening if people weren't being censored.
Well, sure, Laura, can I ask you this question? Because, you know, you're a smart, you know, successful pro-America Jewish lady.
The bomb is taking damage.
Lives in Florida. From my experience studying what goes on politics, aren't Jews like everybody else, like left-wing, right-wing, and different factions fighting with each other and everybody else? Like any other group? I mean, I understand there's powerful groups in Hollywood.
She's a spokesperson for Jews.
For the Italian. That is the ADL Hollywood. Or do you disagree with that or agree?
The bomb is taking damage.
I don't think that you can really generalize any group. I think that when you look at the demographics of Jews in America, over 73% of Jews vote Democrat. And so when you see a lot of, you know, people making decisions who happen to be Jewish, it's coming from a left.
The bomb is taking damage.
But I'm a nationalist. You know, I'm a nationalist, and I'm Jewish, and I've been a very strong supporter of President Trump.
And that's the question. Why were they so scared of you? Because you've been as much banned as me or even more. I mean, they have come after you. Why are they scared of Laura Loomer?
Because I'm a free speech absolutist, and
Connection complete.
Regardless of what somebody may say, even whatever they may say about.
I think this phrase "free speech absolutist" is annoying. I would prefer if people stopped using it because it's something that is very easily misunderstood, and it's just
The bomb is on the move.
you are inviting something that will cause these kinds of problems. Yeah, you're inviting something like
The bomb is taking
for
damage.
example, you're not really a free speech absolutist. Like if somebody posted your address, like some popular person posted your home address on your house, I think you would want them to take that down. You would want to have some sort of repercussions for that. So let's go ahead and just take that off the menu because that's not really true. And it's like if you want to talk about
The bomb is taking damage.
it becomes very hard to know where that line is. You say absolutist, but accept. You see what I mean? Term. It just annoys me so much that they keep pushing this term. It's such a bad. It's so easily
The bomb is
dismantleable.
taking damage.
Was actually the most Jewish district in the country, and then most recently in District 11, you know, I ran on a campaign of free speech.
What about a First Amendment or a Bill of Rights?
Yeah, let me read one thing. You're conflating free speech with individual company policies and user policies. Free speech I think that there's an ideal of free speech where people want to be able to have on private platforms without being worried about getting censored. I understand that freedom of speech in the First Amendment does not apply to private companies. Everybody understands that. However, it's still an ideal that a lot of people want to see fulfilled.
Bomb health is below 75%.
So that's clearly that's what I care about. That's what matters to me.
You know, they can transcend party lines. What about a free speech
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Oh my God.
The earth was without form and void, and
The bomb is
darkness
taking damage.
was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. That's where we start.
And they know.
Okay, well, yeah, that explains it. Wow, yeah, when you wake up in class and the teacher calls on you, yes, that's exactly it. Like, was he even paying attention? That had nothing to do with anything that she was saying.
Know that. That's what Prometheus shows that. All right, Laura, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank God she's gone.
I want to move on to
Laura,
Ollie and
thank you very much for calling and talk later. Thanks a lot.
All right, so good. That's good. Great, Nick.
Great.
Nick, see you in Florida. You want to say something before we go to Ollie, Alexander, and Owen?
Yeah, I want to jump in and say that I agree. I think, though, that it's not so much about the Bill of Rights. I think it's really more about...
So sometimes, like, obviously, like, you know, Miz or XQC or Soda or somebody will, like, go around and look on Twitch to see what everybody else is doing. And so XQC opened up my stream a bit ago whenever I was watching this. And obviously, like, his viewers, whenever they see him do that, they type his name in the chat. And I usually try to ignore it because sometimes it can be annoying. I think when there's those streamers too, I don't mind people watching my stream. That's totally fine. But I usually
The bomb is on the move. Keep it safe.
My dad just called me to tell me that he was watching my stream, Sean's stream, and XQC's stream, and XQC was watching it.
The bomb is taking damage.
Oh, I agree. Politically, it's about freedom, but you're right.
Right, and it gets to the nature of Judaism, which is the fact that Muslims see Jesus as a prophet. Hindus see Jesus as a spiritual figure. Jews
kind of taken over the thing. So at the end of the day, you worship.
Well, that's the thing. This is like, yeah. I don't. Is that true that Jesus is roasting in hell? Yeah, is this legit true? I have no idea. Yeah, yes or no? I have no idea. That's nuts. I mean, I never read this shit.
Jew, or we say he's not really
The bomb
a Jew.
is taking damage.
It's not the same thing, though, because the kind of Judaism that we have now is not of the Old Testament. It's of the rabbinical oral tradition. So these people are worshiping...
They're not following the Old Testament. They're following the Zohar and the Talmud and all that.
That's right, exactly. So
I mean, people should read that for themselves. What about Haile Selassie? Because this is what happened to Kyrie Irving, and it made me really mad. Because when I was a kid growing up reading comic books and stuff, I could read really early. When I was like 5, I could read like a 10-year-old. When I was 10, I could read like...
Judaism is believe in hell in hell. Some do. There's no definitive view of the afterlife in Judaism. I'd actually really like to go back. Like, I've wanted to read like the Quran and you know, the Torah, the Talmud. I want to read these things because, like, I always read what these books say, but I never read the books. So, like, I'm always playing telephone with this. And I would like to read it to actually know what was said. Because my assumption is that what people say they said isn't what was said. It might be close to it, but not quite.
A college student. And so I put down comic books when I was about 8 because my mom had all these history books. And some of them were picture history books, but I started reading those. And it's like a fact that Solomon married a bunch of black women. It's a fact that Ethiopia was Jewish. It's a fact that North Africa was Jewish. It's a fact that went on, and that Kyrie Irving puts out a video explaining that a bunch of North African blacks are intermarried and part Jewish, and Israel lets a bunch of blacks in because they can prove that their lineage, their names are Jewish names. So how is it anti-Semitic?
Here we go.
And how does the ADL say it's anti-Semitic for black people who are related directly to King Solomon and King David, the line of Judah, which Haile Selassie was the leader of Ethiopia. That's where this whole movement comes from. To act like they don't know this. I'm not blaming Jews for this. I'm blaming the leftist ADL. To deny black Jews their heritage is a historic fraud.
Sure.
It's a damn historic fact. It's on Wikipedia. It's not even debated.
It's true, but it's not just the leftists, it's the right-wing ones too, you know, because in Israel, Ye was just showing me a clip the other day where they are racist towards the Sudanese or Ethiopian black Jews that immigrate into Israel. They kick them out, there's quotas.
Well, I mean, Israel's even mean to the Hasidic Jews now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're waging war.
Right, and I agree with you, and what they've done to...
So won't be removed, have to allow access to the viewpoints. Oh, yeah, I mean, they're probably not going to remove this shit. The thing is, like, they don't want to start removing different films, because as soon as you start removing them, then everybody wants everything removed, because it's like, oh, well, you remove this one thing, and so you should remove everything else. Yeah. And so, of course, they're not going to remove it. It makes sense for them. Yeah, they don't want to be told what to do.
Zelenko, beautiful person, wonderful guy. He'll tell you, he goes, yeah, what runs Israel's evil, and so is your groups.
Ben Shapiro just mad that Kyrie won't sign his basketball.
What about Haile Selassie and Kyrie Irving? Your take on Kyrie?
That's my brother. And I love the fact that just like now, it felt like you were in this battle by yourself, but now you got two warriors alongside of you like gargoyles at the top of the buildings in New York.
We made
ready
it!
to fight for Christ.
This might
take
be
a moment
stretch.
to appreciate how
is Ben
cool that
Shapiro
is?
a fan of basketball?
I could blow up all of my problems with that
Like,
thing.
I've never really heard him talk about it a
Enough of
whole
that.
lot.
Let's
Like,
get to work. The bomb
yes,
has been loaded
no,
into the
people
launcher.
saying no, yes, I don't know.
The launcher will
I could
auto-target the
easily
Rift while it
see
charges.
that the implication of this
Defend
joke
the
is
launcher
that
and
Ben
prepare
Shapiro
for some
wants
unwanted
him to sign
guests.
the basketball to sell it for more money or something like that. Especially in the context of the other jokes that he told that were predicated on Jewish stereotypes. It's something, yeah, it's
You
a
only
stretch.
have one
I
day
think
until I
it's a
pull you
stretch
out.
too,
Finish up what you can.
but it's not that big of a stretch. I don't know. It's just, it's something that's worth considering.
And when Kyrie put up that information, they always want to write me off and say, Ye is just so crazy, so crazy, so crazy. And then Kyrie was like, okay, here goes some information right here. Information is the unlock. There's 5 elements that the 1%, the elites, use to control the 99%, which are the masses. Those elements are water, food, shelter, medicine, and education. Which one of those 5 elements are the most important? Education. Because with the knowledge, you can go get water, you can go get food, you can get shelter, and you can get medication.
They don't want independence.
Sure, I think this is true. I think what he's saying is true, and this is generally what's happened before in the past, is that many governments have intentionally declined to have people in their culture know things. You know, whether this was like, you know, like people couldn't read the Bible back in the day, which gave the church the basically a monopoly on saying what the Bible said because they couldn't read back then, and this gave the church a tremendous amount of power. So yes, I think that this is very, very common.
I agree. And
Pol Pot, yeah.
Kyrie fought for something.
I think you can even make an argument here in America that, you know, the lack of education towards, you know, everyday expenses, things like learning how to pay a mortgage, learning what a mortgage is, learning what statistics are, the lack of education in that, you know, and instead you're learning about how to divide fractions. I would indulge an argument that this is an intentional, intentionally like miseducation.
And then also, you know, for me, Kyrie, I love Kyrie. He did what his job was. They had the Hebrew Israelites in front of the game, and now the high schools. I always think about the high schools. I always think about the future, the grammar schools, the high schools. These are the people that are going to change our lives. So the high schools are asking questions. People are running around saying, oh, Ye's racist. What is the term racism was created in, I think, the construct of racism was created.
The communist Russians.
Yeah, and it's like the whole woke culture, the idea the white man did this, the Jewish guy did this. Now I'm saying specifically the bankers. I think my misstep in the tweet was to pinpoint a people as opposed to pinpointing the devil and the fact that the devil used to have that. But more than that, it was my disobedience to God that forced me into the whale's stomach as I am right now. but it's only my obedience to God that's going to bring me out.
Keep in mind that in the Bible, it was never actually explicitly stated that Jonah was swallowed by a whale. He was only swallowed by a large fish. It's not necessarily a whale. It was a big fish.
Of the whale's stomach.
Well, let's elaborate. You're not walking back what you said. You are clarifying it, which is key. It's evil in the hearts of men and women that's a problem. And so you're not walking it back. You're clarifying. This is big.
Let's clarify. Satan, the angel, God's one of his favorite angels, one of the most powerful angels.
The most powerful.
Yeah, Satan. That's what I like. The most powerful angel, Satan. And he brought.
Well, he obviously not the most powerful because Gabriel shut his ass down. Obviously not. It's fucking like, yeah, he shot his head down. Like, what do you mean? That didn't fucking happen. Was Michael? Oh, fuck. I messed up. Michael shut his ass down.
Angels with him when he left.
33% of that. So he brought billions of angels with him.
How do we know it was billions? Like, this is always funny when we really talk about these ideas of how do you know that it was billions or not millions? How do you know it was billions or not trillions? Like, how do we know that the amount of angels that were taken to hell with Satan, Lucifer, was in the billions? Like, this is a pointless argument? Well, the thing is, that you're right, it's kind of pointless, but it's in Revelations. Wait, in Revelations they said it was billions? I don't remember that. I don't remember reading that. I didn't read the entire Bible though.
He has 33% of God's warriors with him, working for Satan. But God runs the world. And it's Satan.
Those are the angels that turned into Balrogs, by the way. The ones that went with Lucifer.
That gets inside of the Zionists and makes them do evil things. But these are stories because I'm a baby Christian, right? But I heard that, you know, God loves me so much. He loves me so much, right? Then I go to Drink Champs and I'm drinking. And the Bible says king don't drink, right? I know it's not Milo. I know I'm not saying it in correct, perfect English. But the Bible says king don't drink. And I'm drinking and I'm smoking and I'm using my ego because I'm tired of these like fed
you're like, I'm lit.
Let me say, I'm tired of these fed celebrities trying to pick on me, thinking that they gangster.
What? You want my password?
We're not in high school, Meek Mills. We're not in high school, Puff Daddy.
He calls out Meek Mill and Puff Daddy. Holy fuck. Yeah, is he saying fed as in, like, well-fed, or fed as in the Federal Bureau of Investigation? I'm not sure.
And everyone thinks that they're so much more gangster, like they got me in some way.
Yeah.
Ain't none of y'all more gangster than God, and God got me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that.
Oh no! Everybody pose and acting tough. It's nothing. If you talk about rebel black sheep, I mean, you're definitely it, buddy.
Yeah, y'all not tough to me. But I'm drinking, and then I start saying stuff that doesn't please God, right? It wasn't the Zionists, it wasn't the banks. It's God set me back. But the fact.
So he thinks that because he spoke out of turn and because he was drinking, God did this to him, and he is working. God is working through these Jewish people that are they have a conspiracy against him, and God. So what the bro, what the fuck? Oh my God. Like, whoa, wow. Okay, yeah.
That the fact that I still had 400 million and Forbes couldn't get around it, it showed God loves me, but he had to set me back a little.
Well, it's a Jobian proverb. You're going through a Jobian trial.
Yeah, because
Job is a guy that God had a deal with the devil. He was betting the devil, and basically God bet the devil, like, yo, I could fuck this dude's life up a bunch and he's still gonna love me, and devil's like, nah. And so then God fucks his life up just to fucking, I mean, like, it's pretty fucked. I mean, really, like, yeah, like, God was getting it twisted. Damn, man, what the fuck?
since I lost my wife, right? Since I lost my family and I was no longer the priest right in the middle of that home, and I didn't have the say-so over the content that my kids watch and what they wore and where they went to school and how we went to church and what they ate, I was frustrated, and I let the devil come and get me. I let the devil pull me in. Next thing you know, I'm at New Year's Eve parties having threesomes. I'm like,
hey, you know, it is what it is. And like, the thing is, what he's saying right now is mostly agreeable. What Kanye West is saying right now, I would say this is mostly agreeable behavior. These are mostly agreeable things he's bringing up.
God was so mad at me. He said, I empowered you. I gave you every skill set. You're like Moses. You saved Caesar's life in battle twice. You know, you might stutter. You might not be the best communicator, but you're a leader, Ye, and you're down there. You're not representing me. You're drinking, you're having sex, and you know what? And God, he waited on me. He let me go, you know, 8 months into the year. But it wasn't until I bragged about serving Satan with the actions that God said, I got to set you back now and set you.
See, this is what I'm saying before. Is like the whole thing, everything is about him being chosen by God. That's what the whole shit is about. This is the whole thing.
Straight. And then, so we're moving my school. We're moving the Donda Theology Engineering University into a church. And we were there talking with the pastor. And then a homeless gentleman came in and was talking to us. And I said, is this a plant? I don't know, but this was the greatest theologist that I've met. And I had him come to a Bible study. We were working on the walk to the house. I don't like to call it a campaign. We're working.
Main character syndrome? No, I have no problem with somebody being a main character. Like, you should be the main character in your own life. The only other exception is, like, if you have a kid, the kid's the main character in your life, totally fucking fine. But in general, you should be the main character in your own life. Like, you should be looking out for yourself. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing whenever it's like, God chose me. You know, and like, that's it. He thinks he's the Messiah. Well, there are a lot of people, you have to keep this in mind, that this is a very common train of thought among people that are extremely religious, is that they did bad things and then God punished them for these bad things, and now they are atoning for it and learning to love God by not acting in these ways. This is an extremely common paradigm.
Working to the walk. Yeah, hold on. This is a hard break at the end of the hour. Stations rejoin us. I skipped the other break. We got to have this. We're back in 2 minutes. We got to do this hard break. And I asked, do you want to put a website out where people can actually hear what you have to say? Or?
I want you to remind me what I'm saying so I can give this explanation.
No, you told me on the phone the story.
I kind of want to watch him finish
I need to tell the people, though.
No, you will. I'm going to remember. It's the amazing homeless guy comes in.
Yeah,
and he gives you this incredible word. All right,
I don't care about the website. I care about Jesus Christ and people knowing that.
I get it, but they also got to know where to actually find what you're actually saying.
Only place to find it is in
Lars
the Bible.
is standing by to gather storm intel, Commander. Let's launch that van.
Nick, where do people find what you're doing?
Fill her up if you'd be so kind. I need to get back up in those clouds.
That website
We're headed your way
for Nick, it seems.
Make sure to collect any blue glow you see.
All right, hey, it's all about free speech. We'll be right back. Hour number 3 with Ye. And so many more. Owen Troyer.
I mean, to be fair, his website being the Bible, this is what I'm saying, right? Is like, yeah, he's obviously a bit nuts, right? But it seems as though I don't think this is for personal gain, if that makes sense.
Alexander, loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, this is on brand.
Studio, 10 feet through that wall. So they're coming up. Hour number 3 of the most banned broadcast in the world. Straight ahead.
The voice, man. Oh my God. Wow.
It's so weird. Oh, I fucked up.
Right through Christmas. The bad news is, by Christmas, almost every product in the store will be sold out. We won't get more for months and months and months. So now is the time to take action.
Ultimate krill oil, bio true selenium, bodies, survival shield, brain force, activated charcoal, X2, activated charcoal again. Wow. The names are great. I'm a very, again, I am very unhappy with the fact that this is nothing unique to Alex Jones, but I don't think that you should be able to push any sort of a product and promote any sort of a medical benefit to it unless it is like massively like FDA approved in like all these different ways. I really don't like this at all. Patriot Wing? That's right. It has guns in its bag.
And now, DNA Force Plus.
It's like Lucky Charms, but instead of like rainbows, the marshmallows are guns and AR-15s. And one of there's like other ones that are like miniature versions of the Constitution. If you look really close, you can see John Hancock's signature.
Body's ultimate treatment formula. So many other great ones.
Yeah, they're blueberry.
Wait, is there a bunker in here?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Every hour you wait, more stuff gets sold out. Promo code 1776.
Promo code 1776, boys. Oh my god.
All you have to do is check out what I'm saying, and that's why they run the fake headline against myself and Tucker Carlson everywhere, every day. Jones and
Tucker Carlson has known Alex Jones by 20 years, by the way. This is no sort of new thing. You can go back and find footage of Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones together from many years ago.
He's an actor. Or Tucker Carlson says nobody would take me seriously. Where do we say that? We never said that. They just say we said that. Where's the clip? Where's the article? Where do we say that? It doesn't exist.
Alex Jones is playing a character and is a performance artist.
Jones is playing a character on his radio show.
The radio rants of Alex Jones are just an act.
He's actually...
I thought this was a defense whenever he got sued by his ex-wife. That's my understanding.
There's one?
Yeah, he got sued by his
So,
ex-wife.
who was this Desiree?
She was Dr. Vinderman's research partner.
So she helped build home base?
No, she left.
Why?
She didn't believe the storm was coming. And she thought Dr. Vinderman was losing his grip on sanity.
Can you blame her?
She was trying to put into evidence me dressed up a decade before.
But he trusted her.
Being sarcastic, saying, take your Prozac, kids, take your illegal
That's one
drugs
more?
too.
There's a lot of Intertech research in these files.
Mostly stuff we already have.
What do you think she was doing?
Maybe she was catching up on everything she missed.
Maybe she was trying to make her own home base.
No, not with this data. This is weapons research.
Or Optimus Prime. Autobots, let's roll. Or the Joker, because I can do imitations of them all really good. Or Darth Vader.
Don't act so surprised, globalist. You didn't think you could silence the American people, did you?
Do I really think I'm Darth Vader?
This guy is so fucking entertaining, man. Like, like regardless
Let's
of like
see what
all
we're
the
working
stupid,
with.
he's so he will do
Lots of research on rifts,
to make the viewers happy.
anatomy
yeah,
of a
it's
rift,
so fucking
evolutionary
ridiculous.
rift physics, and a ton about rift genesis.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said.
Whoa. Rift stabilization in a lab environment?
That's not good.
What are you talking about? Aren't you curious about how that works?
I'm more curious about why Desiree wants to create and stabilize a rift.
People believe the Onion all the time.
Yeah.
People believe the Babylon Bee many times as well. That's just basically the conservative version of the Onion. Do you think Alex Jones' intentions come from a good place? He's made some massive fuck-ups. I think he's ontologically evil. I think that you border on having bad intentions whenever you are selling like different types of like stuff to people, and it has no proven health effects, but it's advertised to have some. I don't think this is something that's unique to Alex Jones, but I do think that this is a bad thing. Besides that, is he an evil, bad person? Does he? I think there's one way to look at. Does he believe what he is saying? I do think that Alex Jones genuinely believes what he is saying.
Being sarcastic.
Buy the Vaccinate Me Elmo doll today. It's required by the CDC.
But they play those games. And that's why I don't joke around as much as I used to. Even though I tell people, okay, this is a joke, this isn't serious, they clip it out and they say, no, this is what he really believes. Every day when I leave work, I do this. That man's a threat to this country. And they go, look, he admitted in court he's an actor. Well, yeah, I was an actor in Scanner Darkly. I was an actor in Waking Life. I was an actor when I was Cobra Commander. That doesn't mean that Alex Jones, the talk show host, up here reading news articles to you isn't a real thing and isn't something I'm actually saying. And you know that. You're insulted right now. I'm even explaining that to you. And so am I. But that's who these people are.
I don't know what the specific, what happened in court. I can see this being true. What he's saying is plausible, but I don't really care about it either way. It's just totally irrelevant to me. I don't give a fuck.
You don't know the power of the dark side. Am I really Darth Vader?
Scared Arthur is actually good. Yeah, it's great movie. Really talented. He's smart. He's funny as hell. He's truly funny.
Oops.
I'm kind of retarded. Now that I've done those imitations, those little jokes, do you now not listen to what I say about other things when I show you a powerful news article?
I'm telling you, if they unleash this guy, back onto Twitter, there'll be a news channel. Yeah, this power level is too high. Yeah, I don't think he could fit on Twitter. They won't. I think that there's a good chance that Elon Musk will eventually unban Alex Jones from Twitter. I think the chances of this are probably 50-50, but I do think that it could happen.
Joseph Mercola on Infowars.com that has all the side information, the latest tragedy, sudden adult death syndrome. No, that's a real thing. That's something happening in the real world. And that's what we're breaking down here today. I am Alex Jones, and I am the guy on this show every day. I am an American.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? Yeah, somebody says that he won't unban him. Oh, no, I mean, Elon Musk says he's not going to do something, and then like 5 minutes later he does it. That doesn't mean anything.
And that's what I promote is freedom and justice and liberty, and they can't stand it.
Seen the video of the Doom trailer? We will watch, if you guys remind me, after this, we will watch the Doom trailer, Alex Jones, before I watch anything else.
84 is 1776.
Wait, to activate the health?
The fucking intro, man. I'm gonna skip ahead.
Attacked and threatened.
I love how he shows like attacked and threatened, and there's like some 90-pound, 5'2" kid that's like, ew. Watch.
Attacked.
There he is.
And threatened. Because we are effective.
Let me skip forward. Okay.
Infowars.com.
Well, Ye's got his mask. He's a superhero. I represent the bad guys. David Icke's little reptoids. So, now your enemy's in here hosting the show with you, Ye. We got Nick Fuentes, one of my best buddies who works for us. Does a really good job.
Oh my god.
He's over there with us. Oh, now he's turning Alex Jones.
He's Alex.
So what are we going to do here?
Oh.
Ye, the Balenciagas made a great point during the break earlier about how they just need a new devil. If that's a devil to distract us from the fact that kind of what you said. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I just saw people making videos about it. I said, it just seems like it's just more noise and mayhem and
Add blue glow to prepare for liftoff.
Code red and things that get people outraged. Like I said before.
Bro, I don't think so, man. That Balenciaga shit went deep. There's like 3 or 4 other examples. Like that's, as I said, that's a check your hard drives type situation. Yeah, I don't think it's just noise.
10 years. Anybody that's watching pornography, if you're watching a woman have sex on camera, she's reliving the trauma of being molested. Like a greater majority of women that end up being strippers, prostitutes, or pornographers, adult film stars have gone through the trauma of experiencing pedophilia, but sex is
I've heard that people that are involved with porn, there is a higher proportion of them that have been subject to some sort of sexual molestation.
I'm under attack.
I think that this is true, but I would not. This is something I've heard, not something I'm certain of.
You saved my life. Thanks.
It makes sense. Yeah.
If you drive down the street in California, pushing strip clubs, pushing alcohol, pushing sex, it's this is like, so for people to have this moral code about pedophilia but no moral code about strip clubs, pornography, and the sex industry, it's not what the Bible says. The Bible says that all of that is wrong. So Jesus said so, or Jesus said no. That's when we just need to
Now, let me ask you this. What about world population? The globalists say there's too many people. They want to sterilize us. They want to promote transgenderism. They want to depopulate us. Do you think that that's accurate? Or, I mean, what do you think of the New World Order and its overall agenda?
I believe so. I'm more of a gut feeling person. Like I said, I'm the battering ram. And you guys are the SWAT team to come in afterwards and then give the information. God has...
I think a better example of this, and like something that's a little bit more specific in what he's saying, is that Kanye West is effectively shifting the... There's a phrase called the Overton window. And this is used in politics to describe the window in which acceptable political opinions inside of culture can exist in. So a lot of people think that the Overton window has moved too far to the left, and what Kanye West is basically doing is that he is shifting it so far over to the right by saying this like anti-Jewish stuff, things like that, that then other people like Nick Fuentes can come in and claim a more neutral ground in that shifted window. I think that's what he's really trying. Does that make sense?
People, different kind of...
And it actually did.
Different kind of
yes,
words,
yes.
different heights.
It works.
Different mindsets, different colors. And our collective agenda needs to be to serve God in what we do. And
we can't do that if we don't have an open free debate.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
We can't do that if we don't have an open free debate.
And that's what we have. God brought us here. You created this platform, the InfoWorks.
I don't really think that it's an open debate, though, right? Because whenever you just say that it's in the book, then it's not really a debate. It's just that if it's in the book, then you have to do what's in the book. I mean, that's what I think.
Heard about the legend of Alex Jones from this lady named Tracy Romulus, Tracy Gwynn, who is faking like a Christian, is really, you know what? Much love to Tracy Romulus and Tracy Gwynn, because it's the type of person I will sue. I'm just gonna say I prefer that person not be next
So again, I think that this is an indication that him wearing the mask is to create plausible deniability.
Enemy down!
In the future, to say that it could not be him under this mask, and it's not provable.
Defend the van.
So it would be harder to hold him accountable for things he would say on the show. So all I'm saying is that him mentioning that shows
We've got a bonus in play.
enough to be aware that this could be a liability in the future. If it was a set up with a hit drop, I think Balenciaga needs to step up themselves and say that, and enthusiastically cooperate with authorities to figure out exactly exactly how this happened. Yeah, that's fine. Like, if they want to play that role, if they want to play that game and say that it was a setup, because I think that's probably, it could be that the marketing director or the director of photography that does the Balenciaga stuff is like some weird fucking freak or something.
What?
And like, he doesn't have anything to do with like the people that run sales or the people that run merchandising. Like, yeah, 100% that could be the case. But in order for anybody to believe them,
I think that means
they have to
bedtime.
stop pretending
Ugh.
like it's